So yeah, that's kind of the situation right now, wherein there was a couple options, and if I remember correctly, there was an alternate suggestion put forward by Ludger where he said, "Hey, why don't we go get our army and instead have them start cracking open mines, and that would force the Pequay, the greater Pequay clan, to pull their forces back to deal with the impending slave rebellion that they have." There was kind of a let's meet halfway and do a little one and all of the other. So instead, the plan currently, I believe, is to travel from Gizbul Kul here to the coast, nearest coastal point, have your ship pick you up there, go back to Mishann, pick up, 20 plus soldiers or whatever force you want to pick up, come back, drop them off, and have them go in and start cracking open mines by themselves, while you guys then, in turn, sail all the way to the island of uh, Kolkasp, where the artifact supposedly awaits. Am I missing anything in that?
I think that was everything.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, then it's about 1:13 in the a.m. on the 23rd of Ulrun, Mol or Monday, and yeah, you kind of just, I think you had in character, like you were just hammering out the details of that. Um, you can either be like outside the office of this clan head, or like still in one of the side rooms discussing it, or what have you. But when you're ready, you can go and inform them of what you're hoping to achieve.
Yes, let's be off.
Okay. So for his part, Lord Gizbul, look excited that you're planning to head to the island. If you do inform him of that, and his advisor slash guard slash whatever, she looks a little more leery that you're going with that, but she is happy to hear that there will be some forces, at least militarily, because that's something she can really count on. She seems a bit more practical than her young lord. But for their part, Lady Wayrub and Lord Olenquai are discussing what to do, like in, having. I feel like you guys would have kind of clued them in on the plan, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't be offended
as
if
we
you
like
kind of wanted
discuss
to
it.
take your own. Okay, okay. Um, and yeah, they kind of go over what they want to do, and Lady Wayrub says, if we are going to support Gizbel, then I think it would be best to approach the matter reasonably. I'm going to return to Mishann with you. I can't leave my people without leadership should something happen. Lord Olenquai has volunteered to remain here in Gizbel Kul to help with their defense.
Ah. I was about to offer him like a heartfelt plea for good luck, but I forgot that he can't understand me. But I'll do it anyway. I'll like
Pick's got you.
clasp his
She always
hand and
Pick always translates for you. She got you.
I'll get I'll get the meaning across by pure emotion.
Yeah, and with little moth voices in his head. That yeah, he's a little thrown off by the like Arnold what is it, Predator 2 hand grip, but he
No, Predator
was
1, but
a Predator. But then he he kind of grasps the meaning pretty quickly and smiles and um, awkwardly shakes your hand and seems like this is and says in Elvish, "You do have some spirit. Good." Um, Yeah, he has not been anywhere near as dismissive as most of the elves you guys have met, at least when it comes to you guys as like to interacting with you. He just kind of has the feeling of a grizzled old battlefield veteran. And he just generally has been, I'll say, a little kinder, in as much as culture would allow. Yeah, he's happy to be thanked for that. Uh, Although he also kind of shrugs and looks like he feels a little guilty for it. Um, he probably kind of pushed for this, given he's tends to run headfirst into any
Hmm.
concept of a fight. But for her addition to the plan, TM, Lady Wayrub pulls out her map of the island, which you guys did add some improvements to. It was her copy was surprisingly sparse for like exact locations of southern settlements. Um, it was only accurate to like the edge of the Soul's Light swamp, and then it got increasingly wrong. Um, Anything that wasn't on the direct coast, it seems like they didn't do detailed searches inland. Um, but so it was kind of like two groups correcting each other. Some of your stuff was way more accurate, some of hers was a lot more accurate. But when she pulls out the map and points towards uh, the a point on the northeastern coast, right here, where the X is, and says, "This is the site of, well, one of the sites of an honored ancient's ruins. A few years ago, my father and High Lady Peckway met to discuss the possibility of founding a settlement there. It's technically within her territory, but the Peckway clan prefers to build up or into the Solcas volcano, not outwards. Wayrub was going to do most of the heavy lifting in getting it started, and Peckway was going to help pay for it in exchange for a dedicated dock on the western shoreline. With the plague, those plans fell through, but I read the reports of the scouts that explored the ruin back then. It seemed safe, and I should be able to find it. If I remember correctly, it was called Elra, I believe.
Hmm.
Don't I? As someone who knows giant, this is a giant ruin, correct?
Yes. They
Where is?
refer to giants as honored ancients for the Sulatar.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that, but what is? I know giants. What does Elra mean in like giant? Is it like just dock?
Um, it's basically shorthand for guidance.
And it's supposedly a dockyard. So yeah, basically a dockyard named Guidance.
Well, it wasn't a dockyard. We believe it was some type of school or academy, but
Oh,
um, it's hidden among the cliffs.
it's cool. And has anyone really went there before?
Well, other than our scouts and probably a couple previous era excursions, there wasn't any valuables left that I was aware of. Mm, Seemed like it had been picked clean, but it was a safe enough place and relatively intact.
Hmm. Maybe.
But regardless, does anyone uh, have the? Well, wait a moment here. I think I haven't used it today. And she digs around and pulls out her half of the sending stone that uh, the Drowcaster Casca has the other half of, and um, so I will contact Casca and tell her to meet us there. Yes,
Yes.
wonderful. And she casts sending, and apparently gets an okay. And yeah, now the ship will meet you there in about 5 days, because it's leaving from here. It's got to go downriver, then up the coast. So, thusly. That type of thing. But
Sounds good.
given that you guys have a super fast boat, like I said, that's 5 days for about 500 miles.
Hmm.
Pretty good for no combustion engine.
Yeah, that's the fastest ship anybody's seen thus far. That's fastest than like the fastest ships on Corvair go a little slower. Um,
And they're probably a lot weaker.
well, they're not made of like weird giant alloy. So yeah, that's
Wait,
they're nothing to scoff
uh,
at. But the
was
elemental galleons,
a proper metallic ship that goes faster than the wooden ones.
yeah, basically, not a lot faster, but fast enough. So yeah,
If only we had a whatchamacallit, not an inventor, what they called in here.
artificer.
Artificer, yeah.
Well, this ship, I will say, like I mentioned it when the group first found it. It's it's one of those things where when you do start trading more regularly, some of the dragon marked houses, particularly um, the what's the Kraken house? I'm brain farting on the
Lyrandar.
name. Lyrandar. There we go. House Lyrandar would absolutely kill over the ship. Like if they could get a hold of it.
100%.
I'm looking forward to the fucking Mechanicus like death squads that are gonna get sent after us regularly.
I mean, they'd
I mean,
probably try and buy it first, but
yeah, they're gonna be polite about it, but
Death squads are later.
gimme. Yeah, something
I think
like
the more likely scenario is that if Mishann, like, if anything happens to the Mishann colony, like all the houses will come in and appropriate like everything that we've done.
yeah, because Kenneth and Denise now know about it. Like the Denise, you guys hired a Denise squad here. Kenneth has been helping
Yeah.
with engineering since the beginning, so
They're
it's not
powerhouses. It's
unknown.
not like they didn't know.
Yeah, uh, but yeah, an elemental galleon with two rings on it is a bit of a steal. So, that said, that's a tomorrow problem. Right now, it's just a matter of getting to this point within 5 days so that you can meet your ship as it comes in. And
Tally-ho.
yeah, do you
Tally-ho.
guys want to leave right away, or do you want to rest here in this settlement, or what do you want to do?
Excuse me. I mean, what time? What time is it?
It's
1:13
about
p.m. I think he said.
yeah, it's about like
9:13 p.m.
1:30.
1:13. Oh, a.m.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
AM?
Yep.
as far as siege breaking, if we are going to wait here a few days, Pick could always try and sneak into their camp and just cause tiny chaos, take stuff,
oh,
light
come
things
on!
on fire.
You're not gonna do that by yourself. I want to help.
We can
Yeah.
certainly do that when we come back, like, and the
Okay.
fight like really starts. But I definitely don't want to leave anyone behind to do that.
What are the odds that that stealth would fail in TNG with two people isolated in a hordes of enemies? Man, it's to be fair, it's worked before, but I've only ever seen the like it should be doable mechanically, but I've only ever seen it work once where it didn't result in like Rogue running away with like Indiana Jones scene with hordes of enemies chasing behind.
Let's give it a shot anyway, Cha Cha. I'll cast pass without a trace.
We got this.
Yeah, we'll
Well,
be all right.
I mean, I don't know how fast you are, but my plan would just be fly up and run very quick.
You all right?
They do have artillery.
They do. I'm a small target. Very quick.
Okay.
Yeah, Ludger would point
Triple
out
dash.
that, as someone who's done trench raiding, if the enemy's remotely competent, and even with like the Drow not having like armies as big as in Corvair, that 1000% like a 2-man raiding party is suicide. Like straight up. Like Ludger would explain, it's like, we would typically travel in like raiding parties of over a dozen men to have like any chance of not just getting swarmed by like the enemy defenses.
I mean, if you want a good trench raider, to send in the monk with all those acorn grenade incendiaries.
That's
For the
3 people
record,
who want to do this.
I do like the concept. It's just, as the DM, this is a like, are you sure moment. I wish there was a good way. Like, it feels like rogue should be able to do that. It's just I've never seen it work. I've only seen it work once, and it was with a rogue who just like pressed the risk button every 2 seconds.
I
But
hate to agree
Or
with the
more.
Karn, but it's a
Alright.
big risk.
It's a good thing I play my rogues like I play my Skaven armies. Completely insane.
yeah, I mean that's however you want to do it. I just wanted to point that out that like it will be one of those things where it doesn't seem fair. But I'm cool if you guys do want to try it. Don't let me like flat out stop you from doing
Meh.
it. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry. It does feel
It-
like something Rogue should be able to do.
It's so tempting.
It is. And if you know what, the reward would be commiserate with the almost certain death sentence, but that would be 2 PCs down otherwise.
That's true. No, it'd be 3. It'd be 3 because our monk could be coming with us too.
That's true. Yeah.
It'd be 3.
Everybody
Well,
ends
if
up
you
playing a Silatar.
if you're all sacrificing yourselves, Purser has to go to protect you.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's almost everybody.
Yeah, if you guys really
Ludger,
want to do it.
Ludger cannot be talked into suiciding himself. He has a wife and children. Like he is very adamant that like we would need at least twice as many people of similar skills to have a chance at success here.
Know what
And even
anybody else
that
was thinking.
is
Pick was just thinking you go in the middle of the day and you just take anything that isn't nailed down into the
Yeah.
bag of
No,
holding and
it's
sneak
not
about.
it's not a bad concept. Like I said, it just runs into the D&D mechanics. Like it's pretty meta,
yeah.
but
It's a
I
problem
just
of
wanted to
scale.
put
Yeah.
poop in their boots, and that would have been really funny. They wake up in the morning, put on their boots.
The other thing is it would be a lot more doable if they were just camped like medieval siege sense, where they're just like, you know, half a mile away. These are like 3 or 4 miles away each because they have to be outside each other's artillery ranges. So that's where the problem runs into.
All right. Well, we got 5 days to get to that red X.
Yes.
All right. So
I mean, it's fine if we happen to take a little bit longer. I assume she'll wait for us.
Yeah,
She won't
almost
won't
certainly.
just get there, see that we're not there, and leave.
Hey, my clan head and that other clan head and all those people who we're allied with aren't here. Sucks to be them. Turns the car around and leaves.
No honor
Yeah.
for them.
That being said, time is of the essence. I'd rather be there with time to kill than waste time.
well, then how about we just it's 1 a.m. Go.
Mhm.
It's like it's
Still
not
Well,
even
relatively
night.
early in the day.
yes.
Ludger would suggest like when we do head to try to skirt the outskirts of the Peckway's territory to basically try to do recon so we can pass it to our like commando teams.
That
So
would
to give them a better
definitely be
chance.
within Pix and Benny's wheelhouse, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like checking out the borders of like border towns and stuff like that. There's not like I mean I guess I could have you do checks for that, but realistically, that's fine. It's just armored war camp fortress is tricky. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfectly doable. Not realistically, not even any checks needed for that, especially for pick because you can just flutter over most of issues. But yeah, if you guys want to do that, so do you want to head out today or tonight, whatever, freaking nocturnal drow, or do you want
I
to
mean,
try and switch back to a day schedule?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm fine with the night schedule.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
would
you
be,
are.
but I'm trying to be considerate.
Yeah, Bemmy's
Well,
learning.
about how long would it take for us to get to like the outskirts of
The
Pickway's
outskirts
territory?
are along the route you'd be taking, realistically. Like if you
Well,
go
what
this way,
what I'm basically saying is, if we left now and we like cut a little to the west, so we start running into their territory before we start like about how long would it take? Because if we leave now, probably by the time we start actually getting into their territory, it would be daylight, which is their nighttime. At which point we kind of like we can do scouting during the day when they're not as
about
like
a full day's travel, and you're like no, at that point you're a little past. I'd say about 4 hours of travel, and you're like skirting the edge of their territory from about the first
okay,
hour in. So there's like a 3 hour period where if you're following this line, you're gonna be skirting the edge of their territory for like this stretch of it for about the first day's worth of travel. So yeah, and
okay,
anywhere in there, realistically. I would say to wait like 2 or 3 hours so you're past the like high alert ports that are that are set up around Gizbokul, but beyond that, yeah.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so about 3 hours to answer your question in a really roundabout way. I had to actually think through it. About
Okay,
3 hours. You did, I think, 2.5 hours of travel already to get here today, um, or during this period of being awake, whatever. Um, so yeah, you probably have about 5.5 more in the tank, so to speak, for D&D travel rules.
I mean,
uh,
I kind of want to get some snacks, maybe some. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's,
I don't
the
mind
place is
like a
open.
refit. Yeah, I wouldn't mind like a refit, and like I'm just saying like the ideal is basically something on the lines where we hit their territory shortly before or like about basically a few hours into their daytime. I'm gonna serve their nighttime. Uh, do recon during the day. As soon basically as the sun goes down, like punch out well beyond their territory for like an hour or two. Uh, do a halt, rest, and then like punch back towards their territory and keep doing that until we clear their territory entirely. That way, we are outside of their territory, so our camp shouldn't be discovered during their patrols, and like we can do recon like during what's basically their nighttime. I'm probably not explaining it very well, but yeah.
So what am I getting here is you're gonna go today, or you're gonna wait, rest, and then head out?
I think rest and then like head out like
Okay.
I guess in the early morning.
Okay. Fair
Especially
enough.
since realistically speaking, now that I think about it, we should probably leave in daytime anyways. So like that
People watching the
I know
hills
that
with like
yeah,
binoculars less likely to
yeah,
spot, shootable targets. Fair enough.
yeah. I mean we'd probably be good either way anyways, but it doesn't hurt to be safe.
okay, so we get a hot meal and a hot bath, maybe a warm bed. 1 out of
All
3 ain't
those
bad.
available. Yeah, they have no issue providing that if you don't mind a little smoke in your room. They're willing to actually put you up in here in the equivalent of the Lord's Manor, the top of this workshop, factory, whatever you want to call it. Since he has the whole floor to himself of this giant size factory, there's plenty of open rooms for you guys to um, bed down for the evening, slash, or well, bed down for the first part of the morning, I guess. Hot meals they definitely have available. Um, Surprisingly, the food itself is, I won't say bland, but it's very it's strongly metallic. It tastes almost like they sprinkled like iron shavings or something into it, or copper. So it's just there's a strong metallic taste to a lot of it, and it's not
Why does
just
this
blood.
chicken taste like pennies?
Yeah, it's not just blood. It just seems like that's kind of something they picked up on, and uh, it's an odd local thing. You can tell that Lady Wayrub and Olenquai aren't exactly fond of it either.
I mean,
Ugh.
it's not the best, but
It's still not bad. It's just an odd aftertaste.
All of the food here has been awful.
That's not fair. There was some really good spicy stuff.
there's gonna be like a moment where Bemmy has to think to himself and go, "Is this actually good for me to eat?"
None of it's lead, so there's that. They didn't use lead in any of it.
But if
Um,
it tastes like that all the time, am I the problem?
yeah, I mean, who knows? It's local tastes.
Yeah. And it's not that Purser's not eating it. He's like shoveling it into his face as fast as he can while he complains.
Yeah, of course, yeah, that's yeah, needs must and all that.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's certainly edible. It's just what exactly were they going for? And then you see, like, as there's kind of a point where it's the way it's presented, because it is it's presented in an, I won't say over the top, but stylized fashion. And it seems like they're going for kind of a bit of sparkle in the meat or like in the sauce. Like it, they want it to look really good, and just that's probably an aspect of it. Um,
It makes my duty twinkle, man. That's why I like it.
Maybe
Okay.
something like that. Who knows? Um, Probably some other influences, but regardless, it's a memorable local fare, if perhaps not the best tasting. And yeah, you guys, they have no issue giving you guys pretty like sizable, nice rooms. Definitely feels a little oversized to you, pick, but like the clearly like the whole apartment has kind of been like one giant sized area that's cordoned off into more modest
These people
rooms, but
have the
it's still
worst
huge.
nests.
Yeah, it's huge. Like how you couldn't even like stuff a it would take so many sticks to fill this room. Like
Yeah, their nests are ridiculous and impractical.
yeah, exactly. The ceilings are so high. There's no reason for that. Uh, but it is nice, and it's not cold. I will say that much.
Yep,
Uh,
it's nice, it's warm, and it's not like that big void that you get put in when you've done something mean for me, Ma. It's nice to be able to see ceilings. It's good. Hmm.
Emmy has so much trauma.
that reminds me of a kid I knew in the army who would like he didn't realize what his background was. Yeah, my fourth stepdad taught me to box. It was great. That's why you can't knock me down. And the other guys will listen to him and just kind of like sideways look at each other and be like, Rob, man, he wasn't teaching you to box, dude. But anyways, yeah. Besides that, it is nice. The downside of the rooms is while they're spacious and pleasant, there aren't windows, and the rooms are probably kept around like 85. It's a dry heat, but that's just you're above a factory basically. So very smoky. Is about 85 on average in the rooms. But if you don't mind heat, it's no problem.
Heat's
Does
not the
per
problem.
does
It's just
Purser like destroy a room and try and grow a ceiling through the roof or something?
No, he's got his like special underwear now. He's fine.
That's true.
It's
That's
it's
true.
not comfortable, but it's
that
bearable.
is. I always
Yeah.
keep forgetting I got those magic socks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'd say from like the knees down, you're comfortable. Uh, uh,
That's important.
it is. I mean, hey, you're in a jungle. Trench foot is no joke, man.
Well, can I get? Is there? I opted for the socks and not the drop drawer pajamas.
They do actually have those here. Like that is one of the local things they grow, or that those uh the I forget the name of them at the moment here, but the special fire llamas basically. Those are available here if you want more of those products.
How
I've been
much?
thinking of them as lava packas.
Yeah, yeah, that's viable too.
Quick question.
Yes.
I came in just at the end of the stepdad teaching the box. Was that relationship between the Solitar and the Giants, or was that another like, you
That was
know,
Bemmy. That was
yeah,
that
Bemmy
was
being
Bemmy.
raised by his Mima?
That was Bemmy being raised by the Meemaw. Yeah. Let's see here. Sulutar. Okay, Suluv. There we go. Volcanic alpacas. You're right, Dan. Yeah, there's alpaca clothes available for sale if you like. Those like they don't mind giving you nice, nice traveler's clothes if you were to ask for those, but those are kind of expensive. It's, fine clothing. But yeah, if you have the coin for it, if I remember correctly, it's double so it's about starting price is like 45 gold if I remember correctly, because it's about double the standard cost for fancy clothing.
So it's 45 per item of clothing.
Like if it's not you didn't pay that much for the socks. The socks were like 15 because it's socks. But if it was like you wanted to buy an undershirt or something, or feety pajamas or whatever, yeah, it's 45 for one set of like fire resistant underclothes, or just temperature controlled underclothes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's worth
Uh,
$45. The drop drawer pajamas, please.
yeah. Question.
Yeah.
The 37 gold pieces, 28 silver pieces, and all that from like earlier in the month. Was that like each or?
That was each.
Yep.
Okay, I need to add that. My bad.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to buy underclothes or outer, a fine robe made of it or whatever,
Just
Yeah.
gonna blow a
one
lot of spit bubbles.
fair enough. Yeah, just the rabid moth foaming.
I
Um,
just, I just love that. They're just paddling to different. Yeah, we're trying on these clothes. It's great.
she doesn't need to talk to speak, so she can be foaming while talking to you.
I
That's the
understand
best
that,
part.
but how am I going to convey what I look like without making that noise? Okay.
That's fair. No. So yeah, if you want to haggle for it, you might be able to get the price dropped a little bit, but require persuasion check. But yeah, average starting price 45 gold for some. Yeah, if you want feety pajamas or drop bottom pajamas, whatever you want to call it.
Just
Yeah.
I just
I know
just
exactly what you mean. Yeah.
yes. It's just I'm looking for practicality. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. I just have a
That's all.
little flap here from a fanny, and it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll get some pants and we'll get an undershirt. And you know what else I would like? I get a blanket.
Okay. Yeah.
Get a blanket.
So for the shirts and pants, one set, that's a set, so it's 45 starting, and then a blanket would be, it's just double what standard items are. One sec. 5e blanket. Because I know that they actually do have it listed. Thick quilted blanket. It's 5 silver pieces, so it would be 1 gold piece for a blanket made of
Okay.
this.
I'm gonna go. I'll spend 47. I'll put 2 extra in because it's like, hey, no, this is very good product. This is very good. This is the nicest blanket that I have ever had in my entire life. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, and for that, the seller offers you a decoratively, like they're all well patterned. I don't know what the term would be there, but they all have nice patterns woven into them. But this particular one has, let's see, you're a nice boy, even if a strange, like clearly southern tribesman. They're gonna assume you like jungles and swamps and stuff. So yours is like has kind of a foggy, abstract jungle pattern on it. So that's, yeah.
That's the best long
Uh,
underwear I have ever seen.
how much for about 2 pairs of socks? Ludger finds the idea of temperature-controlled socks to be like the greatest thing ever. As a
Yes.
It's a Karn.
yeah, I mean, basically, as I imagine anyone that fought in the last war would probably have a similar opinion. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 That's fair. Um, if I remember correctly, it was like 5 gold or something. That's a lot for a set of socks, but these are really nice socks.
yeah, I'll
You know what?
buy 2 pairs for 10.
That's great. That's stupid. I don't know. I doubt socks have an official cost. Let's say it's like 5 silver for one set of socks. That's fucking dumb. So there you go. For 2 of them, 1 gold.
Okay. In that case,
Because that's less material than a blanket.
I
There's
will
no
even,
reason.
I will even, yeah. Would it be about the same price for underwear?
So the underwear, like, are you going for the effect that Purser and Bemmy now have, where it's like underclothes?
No, basically, more just drawers.
Okay, so just like a set of underwear, then like 3 gold there, because that's
Okay.
less mechanically influential and more like flavor.
Okay. In that case, I will spend 6 gold to get 2 pairs of drawers,
Okay. Fair enough.
and I will then spend 20 silver to get 4 pairs of socks. And
Okay. Sure.
Ludger seems very, very happy that he
Yeah,
has
some Gucci
basically
stuff.
discovered the ultimate, the most Gucci thing for an infantryman possible is like climate controlled, like underwear and socks,
Yep.
and multiple
Yeah.
pairs, so he doesn't have to like wear the same shit every day.
Yeah. I'm not saying that they're on the packing list, but if you value anything, and these are gonna be on the packing. Oh God, I can already hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah, a classic.
There's a basis for trade.
Yeah.
Let's see
Ludger
here.
furiously takes down notes.
Now they do flat out say that you have to be very careful washing them. Like they're not going to retain that effect more than like 20 years. It's viewed as kind of a little bit of a frivolous thing because it's so short-lived, but yeah, they're going to have that effect for about 20 years.
Oh no, the horror.
I
Picks
mean,
like almost my whole life.
yeah, like tr- they will legit like try and return something if the chair breaks it. Like this barely lasted 50 years. Like, all right, money back, please, type thing.
They don't make them like they used to.
Yeah, yeah, like, cute grumbling. Which compared to the giant made stuff, it's 30,000 years and still works. It's fair. Let's see
No, it's
here.
just survivor bias, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. The whole we clearly need to add more armor to this part of the plane type thing. Let's see. Oh, and they do have one thing here that I thought Ludger in particular might be interested in. They have something. For once, it's something that they have a little bit of in Eberron, but they haven't really been a. It's been tricky to get them going. Spell bolts are available here, up to uncommon, which is a crossbow bolt that can be imbued with a single spell of 3rd level or lower from the wizard spell list, which is activated by corresponding arcane sigils engraved into most modern Canath-issued crossbows, or in this case, this house uses their version of a crossbow. The imbued spell must require a ranged or melee spell attack when the spell is cast, and must have a range other than self. You can load a spell bolt into a Canath-made crossbow, cast a spell using the crossbow in place of the spell's components. When you do, the range of the spell is equal to the crossbow's range instead of the spell's usual range. In place of each spell attack, make a ranged weapon using the crossbow against a target within range. Yeah, so it's basically, you know, you put a spell into a crossbow bolt. I don't
Oh,
know if
that's
you'll
cool.
want to use it, but those are available for sale here. The crossbow is the clan's that's their official weapon, so they specialize a little bit. They also have some interesting additions that allow for like grappling hook type things and other stuff like that, but that looks to require a lot more modification on the actual crossbow. They use a model that you have not seen before. It is a custom model of their own design.
I see. Udger will definitely keep that in mind. I only have about 50 gold after my purchases, so I'm probably going to just
Hold
you
off on
know
that, but I just wanted
hold
to let
off
you know
for
that that's what's available here for
maybe a
specific
bit
clansmen.
later after Ludger's efforts to set up a trade network starts bringing coin for him, that sort of thing.
Yeah, fair enough. But that's. Does anybody else want to do anything during your your rest slash bathing slash just letting your hair down, so to speak?
No, Purser's just pacing whatever rooms he's given, just worrying about what's coming next.
Okay, fair enough.
Give me 1 second. I want to check something.
Okay. Let me
It's just
pick.
wrapping rocks and
Okay.
waiting
How
for
much?
Purser to go to sleep so TV gets turned on.
That's
Okay.
fair. Yes.
How much for like a first level spell bolt?
Okay, that is a good question here.
That is a common magic item.
Yes.
Because I am
So,
looking
prices.
at fairy fire bolts.
Okay.
That is not a valid spell. It has to require an attack roll.
Yeah.
Ah,
Thank you, Dan.
that's unfortunate.
Yes, I admit I would be it would take me a bit to get that stuff. All right, where is it here? Magic items.
Also, drow societies aren't the places to buy consumable fairy fires.
Listen, sometimes he just wants to show up on it. But yeah, well, it's either not the place or absolutely the place for it. You could view it that way. They could be like, "Why do you want to do this? Just cast it like a normal person. Fine."
It's like me selling a spell of fingernail growth. It doesn't matter. We can already do that.
They know how it works. You know how, you could sell fingernails. You'd be like, all right, this is fucking weird, but here you go. Clip, clip.
Look, humans don't do a lot that's special. I had to come up with something.
We sell hair. That's a thing. So Pick is wrapping rocks. Ludger is having his heart broken by the rules of the universe. Purser is pacing. And what are Balthazar and Bemi doing in your preparation for rest?
Well, I guess. Are we gonna do a watch? Do we have
Okay.
to?
I mean, you're all given top floor hotel suites basically. Like there's a bathroom in the room. There's like 3 rooms as part of the. It's basically a small apartment. But yeah, you could like go to different people's outside people's doors and knock on them and like are you asleep yet? That you could do that. You you could
I mean,
be less crazy and
it,
just check to see. That's an
it's
option.
okay. You know what? I think Bemmy, after he does his whatever trance, he's just gonna sling blade it, just sit on the bed and just wait for time to pass. And just
They
like
have
he's like, man, I really miss the cat.
fair enough.
If
They
you
have
request the cat, I can give you the cat.
yeah, the cat can spend time with you. And if you
Do you
request
mean
it,
it?
the kitchens will send you up some it's not biscuits, but something like biscuits with some very irony mustard. Like that's available.
You mean to tell me I can get mustard and biscuits?
Yeah.
I can get mustard and biscuits and hang out with a cat?
Yeah.
Guys, my night has been booked. I don't need anything. I just thank you so much for your support.
So, all right.
I
So
am.
we know what Bemmy's doing.
Yep.
I'm also gonna scribe a spell.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's like 1:30, we'll say almost 2 by the time you're fully rested and you wanted to get going like after about 6 hours, I think. So, or no, what is it? If you're getting a long rest, we'll say 8. Um, so yeah, within that you could definitely scribe as long as you're not spending the whole time. Yeah, you can do downtime stuff. Or well, not downtime, not downtime stuff TM like, scribing a spell is not a big deal as long as it's not going to take you 6 hours.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
level 2 spell, so I can do it and still sleep.
yeah, exactly. And Balthazar, what are you? Are you just hitting the hay, or how are you
Yeah,
enjoying the luxurious accommodations?
no, he's sitting in the hay. He's prepping for tomorrow.
Yeah, fair enough. Just take your stuff out of your bag, shake leaves or dirt out of it. You could honestly just hand that over, and they will launder it for you overnight. Yeah, fair enough. And I'll go ahead and say right now, nobody jumps you in here. Even if these people were inclined towards that type of thing, you are the unexpected life preserver that has been tossed to them in the situation. They are not eager to throw the. Um, so yeah, there's no betrayal or poison mustard or what have you. You're all awake, refreshed, and having enjoyed the benefits of a long rest. And it's by their equivalent, it's like 11:30 at night or something. It's what? It's like 10 something in the morning. So when you set out, it's yeah, it's pretty late by their standards, but you're back on a more human schedule, we'll say. Um, Much probably to Bemmy's disappointment. At this point, all of you have to be yo-yoing for like that alone to me is genuinely impressive. How happily the party is like, well, we're going into a drow settlement. Let's flop our sleep schedule for today, and then flop it back. You guys are good at that.
Oh, you better believe Purser's constantly complaining about it.
Yeah, like it's just never-ending jet lag.
Meanwhile, Ludger's playing off. Like
Is terrible. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I totally am great at this because of a war. Yeah, totally.
yeah. It's
Done.
that human sleeping I still do. It's yes, it's rough. Um, so you guys set out, and I'd say for the first mile or so, there's no check needed. Like you're going through a barren, pretty messed up hillside. Like for the first few miles, just around the clan hold, like there was a lot of farms, a lot of real small little hamlet type settlements. Those have, the fields were harvested as much as possible, brought in, and everything that like was left out has been either systematically broken apart or just trashed to make it as clear as possible for artillery. But along with a lot of ditches that were dug. But yeah, once you're past that, one person with advantage or two people give me a survival check to keep on the path that you kind of charted out last night across the map.
Okie dokie.
Oh, 21. With a 21, you guys are able to stay on course pretty easily. Bemi, you feel like, especially with Pick fluttering in the air and whatnot, it's relatively easy because you're keeping on the outskirts you're just going from like far-flung farm to like small grazing area for livestock. You're kind of just going on the outskirts of Heckway territory. But yeah, after about halfway through your traveling day, you feel like you're at the perfect spot for some recon if you or Pick wanted to flutter into these pretty vulnerable little settlements and do shenanigans or just investigate.
I don't want. I mean, now that we're here, it's like trying to empathize. Like, would I really want someone to put poop in my boots? No. I don't think I'd like that.
Feeling a lot more sympathetic after the biscuits and the mustard and biscuits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pick,
Maybe
you
he
are
was just
not
hangry at
foaming.
the time.
Yeah, it's a nice change. You stopped foaming pretty quickly after like leaving the oven of a building that you guys slept in. It's a nice change. Are you still willing to do shenanigans to these border folk?
I mean, it's not shenanigans. It's just doing basic recon so we know, like, main
I
thing
mean,
Ludger is like
that's the
you trying to
official
find like.
excuse that they're giving you guys. I don't know if that's all Pick and Bimmy were planning. I think there were some shenanigans, but
We are shenaniganery.
yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah, I don't know if Bemmy. It sounds like Bemmy might not be with you, but you're perfectly capable of sneaking yourself, especially when like all the Drow are in bed. What would you like to do?
Behave herself and watch TV.
Uh,
Purser
okay.
sleeping.
That's
Oh no,
shenanigans?
you guys are out of like you left Gizbokul. You're on the outskirts of Peckway right now. Like you left the clan hold capital and you're on the outskirts of enemy territory. And there's like a lot of little semi-isolated farms and ranches and
I got
just
it.
places like
Hey,
that.
Pick. Hey, Pick,
Yeah?
you want to go inside there and feng shui their living room?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Bimmy were the
Okay.
worst.
Okay, so it's a small, looks like a farming house. By the time you get to a good spot for it, anybody who's going, go ahead and give me a survival check, or yeah, sorry, stealth check to see
Wait.
how
I'm
well it
gonna
goes.
I'm casting Pass Without a Trace real quick.
Probably wise, yeah.
All right.
So
This is ridiculous. Let's go feng shui their living room while everyone's asleep.
Also,
Oh.
I just want to add that
Uh-huh.
Bemi's like knowledge of that word and what it means, despite his absolutely broken common, means that Mimha is really into feng shui.
Mima
You have
is
There's
any
into
magic in
anything.
it.
Do
Mima's
you
into
have any
anything
idea
that's
what it's
funny.
like? Do you have any idea what it's like when you are thrown into a room filled with mirrors? She wants them alphabetized and then feng shui, pointing all just to one plant in the entire room. You know what that's like? Do you know what that does to someone's obsessive compulsive disorder? Well, I'll tell you what. If you didn't have it then, you certainly have it after all that shit.
I think if we hit him in the head enough times, it'll be fixed.
Bimmy
No,
has
but
very complex post-traumatic stress.
yeah,
Anyway.
Mima's part of why Mima liked it
Ludger,
is she found it great to get people like to not be blaming themselves or each other, to like have them start blaming the furniture. She thought it was fucking hilarious. So that was why she learned that. Sorry, go ahead.
Uh, Ludger shudders in memories of like command layouts.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Luckily, Bemmy doesn't have
Uh,
that trauma. He just has different ones. But yeah,
Yeah,
so I
clearly.
see I need some stealth checks from, it sounds like Bemmy and Pick, and anybody else who would like to go along for this intel gathering mission, because that's clearly what it is.
Intel
I'm in.
gathering, 100%. 100%. Intel gathering. All right, I get a +7. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
did you cast Pass Without a
25.
Trace?
Yeah, so
Yes,
it's
it.
plus 10 for everything. That's a good thing. 25
31?
and 31. I'm going to go ahead and say you are not detected. Is anybody else going with? Cool, cool. So, it's a relatively simple farmhouse. Big, old, well built. It seems like they raise here. Let me take a look. There's a pretty decent sized field of crackle corn, which it's not bad, but it needs a lot of cooking to be made edible, just incredibly hard. Um, some rattle beans, tomatoes, eggplant, just a decent little farm. You see there's um, a couple giant olive trees that seem to be the main selling point, as well as a few pomegranates or pomegranate trees and like a little still in which to make his own alcohol or something like a still. In the farmhouse itself, it's a fairly simple three floor thing where there's a basement, first floor, and a relatively small second floor. The barn is actually bigger than the house, not by a whole lot, but by a bit. Um, Inside it, there's a six aurochs, which are basically supersized cattle that um, the leather that they give is supernaturally tough, very good for making, +1 armor and things like that, or +1 leather armor, things like that. And they have a couple sulviv, the volcanic alpacas. So it's a fairly standard farm. You do see that there is, it looks like it's a family of um, the the farmer, what looks like two kids, and the farmer, a male, two kids, one male, one female, and five lizard folk slaves.
Oh,
And
well,
what?
slaves.
Yeah, they're slaves. Yep. Um, just the labor saving devices as far as they're concerned. What would you guys like to do as far as like intel gathering and feng shui and all that?
Bemmy, what do you want to do?
Well, first things first. The first thing we do is we got to move this table because it just does not fit well with
Okay, sure.
anything here.
I would say you can move uh oh 5 pieces of furniture without needing to
Okay.
do another stealth check. And then like after that, the heavy scraping on the floor will need another stealth check, but I'm not too worried about that one way or another, but just that seems fair. So yeah, you
Yep.
can like carefully
Just
slide a
enough.
large, very old stone table so that it's not so that yeah, I don't know, so that it's messing with the flow of the room.
No,
Um,
and you know what? I just hope it just brings like, oh wow, this room seems a lot bigger than it used to. My work here is done. Haha.
yeah, there's that. Is there anything else you guys want to do as far as intel gathering or chicanery or what have you?
Intel gathering. Would Ludger have been like, "Hey, put an ear to the ground. Look out for such and such."
Woody.
Um, Ludger would, I mean, Ludger would have emphasized looking for the like signs of mines. Uh, you know, draft animals. Like many little railways. The telltale shit because this is a mining clan and trying to find where these mines are located. Obviously,
No mine
signs
related
of
stuff. Yeah.
mines, indications of like border outposts and the like.
Okay.
So in that case, one of you with advantage, or both of you, if you like, could give me a investigation check and see if you find anything
Investigation.
about that stuff.
I don't have any. Hey, it's not a minus. It's a flat roll.
There we go. That's not so bad.
That's all I got.
Dice will be the guide. Pick.
In a moment.
No problem.
Dice, why you be this way? It's the what check?
Investigation.
An investigation check
Investigation.
to see if you can find any
There we go.
good
Oh,
info.
that's
Okay, so an
yeah.
18. That's not bad. And Bemi's got a flat roll. Let's see if you can beat that. You could do it.
Nope.
It's possible.
I could, but I doubt it.
Okay, well, it's, so kind of close. So with an 18, you don't see any immediate signs of like mining. This is primarily a farm, a distant farm type thing. It's there's a small wall around part of it, and the building itself looks pretty fortified, but that's probably just if you're gonna farm on the outskirts of a territory, especially on this island, or just on Zendrick in general, it's a good idea to have a sturdy building. It's like how they have to have very solid walls if you're going to set up a house in like remote Alaska so the bears don't break in and eat you, which is a thing. Um, but I would say, looking around, Pick is able to find what's basically a receipt for draft animals and food supplies that were technically purchased, but basically purchased at cost by the clan military for a nearby military outpost. So you now have
Ooh.
through that you're able to suss out, okay, this is one of the local farms that they tap for it. Um, it it's it doesn't get them a lot of money, but it is a guaranteed like they don't have to worry about a bad crop season ruining the farm. So it looks like they've been doing this for several decades. So it's a steady, regular deal. But yeah, this does give you a good idea that there is like combing through the receipt in Elvish, you're able to suss out, okay, according to this, the outpost is a little bit to the northwest, but it doesn't like give exact coordinates. It just lists the outpost and the basically the cost and time they expect uh, for every shipment to be. So like how long it'll take the shipment to get there and stuff like that. But
Excellent.
yeah, with a receipt, you're able to get an idea of where there is, an outpost on the edge of the territory that Pickway actually patrols and keeps safe for their farms and what have you. It seems like most of the mines are probably into the side of the volcano itself, or at most like in the foothills right next to it. So relatively deep into the territory, you have to sort of go through where they farm and raise livestock and such. But yeah,
Mentally
this
gather all this
has
information and point it out to Bemi so that we can accurately
yeah, it is
regurgitate
actually
it.
pretty useful info especially for like future raids and such. And
Yeah.
Excellent.
I would take. Let's see. I think I have. Do I? Do I have a way to just like draw a map? A very,
Um,
a
I mean, you could grab another sheet of paper and just like put one over, like put it against the window that the morning sun is coming through, as unpleasant as it is, and like put the other piece of paper against that and trace it. You could do that. There's
that
paper on the
sounds
desk.
perfect. That sounds perfect. I would love to do that. Just to like, all right, he knows exactly where they are now,
Yeah,
more or less.
just jot it down. Yeah, it's not a like here on the map, but it gives a pretty good idea of at least one of the outposts and just the general how they set things up. Um, so yeah, you've got some pretty good information, and other than a few missing sheets of blank paper and a moved table, you've left no trace of yourselves. Is there anything else you would like to do before departing?
Wish there were refrigerators in this world simply to have refrigerator magnets to rearrange, but no.
Um, I don't think that the Giants had them. I would say that there probably is something like refrigeration in the clan holds or in the cities, but out here in a border farm, like they just have, you just dry stuff. You just keep it as. This is the equivalent of like a farm in Iowa, rural Iowa or something. It's not the most advanced place. Uh, but yeah,
There's only one final touch that Bemi would like to do.
okay.
Right before he leaves, he takes a bundle of aromatic of aromatics and throws it into the fireplace. So the place smells like rosemary and thyme. It's just very pleasant and good.
Okay,
Beautiful.
sure.
Beautiful.
Sure. All right, yeah, the place is scented differently when you leave. Um, Probably going to be the start of like some folklore stuff, like I swear the gobbledygoobs come in and rearrange furniture at night and make the house smell funny. Um, but yeah,
Doesn't seem so bad. It all depends. I mean, hey,
I
my
bumped my
place ended
shin
up
like
smelling
six
like a
times on that new
bakery.
fucking table. Yeah.
That's true. That's fair.
But anyways, yeah, Pick and Bemi return with information and good times having been had. There we go. I knew I'd get there.
Pick just gives him a little pat and is like, "We did good."
Good shenanigans. Good shenanigan. That was a word.
Shenanigans.
What he said. What that
Yeah.
I don't know. I
strange
didn't know if
voice
that
from
was
the skies
incorrect.
said.
God.
Is that you,
God?
God?
There is no God in Eberron. There's a lot of overlords, though. I don't know if that makes you feel better. Uh,
Not particularly.
uh, Boy, that would be a meta thing. The DM's ramblings are like a warlock's patron. Uh,
Oh God.
Ugh.
Ah,
I've
you
done
hold one.
something like that before, but never quite that meta. Um, but yeah, you guys are now um, richer in information, and like you wouldn't have run flat out into it because you're pretty good at traveling through the landscape at this point. But you now know, like, let's go a little further north to go around where this particular outpost is. So. You have some immediately actionable information and valuable stuff for future raids if you want to do them. And
Oh yeah. Yeah, Bambi would definitely give that. He's given that piece of paper right over to Ludger.
oh, cool. And I'd say you can get about this much further today. No need for another check. And yeah, you guys get. Let's see here. Yeah, you're going through, like I said, just for a while it was miles of burnout and destroyed farms, hamlets. The siege definitely didn't prevent like the Pyrrhic pact forces from just ravaging the countryside, but you're well past that at this point now. It's mostly, pseudo woodland, scrubland on the hills. It's dry, but it's not anywhere near as dry as before. Um, it seems like and like even in those areas you didn't see a lot of bodies, so it's probably the population was able to get into the clan hold before enemy forces arrived. um yeah, the most noteworthy thing you run into as you're going here, you see near the end of the journey, you're like looking for an area to set up your tower or whatever you want to do. I don't know if you want to set up a tower, but I'm assuming.
Yes.
The You do see an entire hillside covered in something like crabgrass. Each patch of grass has 4 long stems sticking out, each one with a sizable, almost acorn-like seed at the end. Um, Lady Wayrub stops, stops you guys and gestures towards the plants. Gives one of her rare smiles and says, "Those are uh, Pyrrhic, Pyrrhic Podthrower plants. My father used to love the tea that can be brewed from the roots. But I would suggest we go around them." And by way of explanation, she picks up a nearby rock and throws it about 100 feet into one of the larger clumps of grass. Almost immediately, the seed pods at the end of the stems ignite, like the heads of small torches. Um, Now that they're burning, it's clear the seeds themselves are identical to the ones you got from the ember glider squirrels. At least now you know what those bulbs you have will grow into, or seeds.
Whoa.
Neat.
How good is this tea?
Invigorating. He always claimed it stoked the inner fires.
So on a scale of 1
An
to
acquired
10, 10
taste.
being the most amazing. Oh, it's like coffee. Ugh,
Yeah, she
I'll
cocks an eyebrow and doesn't know what that is.
I don't know. Some of this brown stuff that Mima likes to grind up, puts in a pot, makes it hot. This horrible black stuff. She drinks out of a cup. She says she needs it.
Hey,
the only danger
Does
is the
He's just
fire,
Corvair
I
kind of.
have
guess.
coffee?
Uh, there's a couple things. We'll go first. Dan, what was your comment?
The only danger is the fire, yes?
Yes, well, the fire and they tend to. They're not innately aggressive, from what I understand, but if you'll notice that, like, say there and there, they tend to burn anything that gets too close. Apparently, the ashes help fertilize the soil, I think. And she
Hmm.
points to like some kind of lumpy patches where the plants are growing out of. And looking closely, you can see they kind of have like an animal type shape.
They don't have, like, teeth or anything on them, do they?
No visible teeth. She just gestures that apparently the 4 stalks kind of throw those burning seeds at anyone who gets too close.
Get to a safe distance. I'll see if I can grab one of these plants for an experiment.
Okay.
And I'll
Yeah.
cast Warding Wind to
Ah.
surround myself in the wind.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull out a knife and just walk up to the plants.
Okay. Yeah. Like as soon as you're within 90 feet of them, they seem to come alive, so to speak, and start throwing these burning seeds at you. Let me look up the actual stats for it. Plants. Here we go. Thrower. Okay. Yeah. So you use the like you're just gonna walk right up to it.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
Warding Wind will douse any exposed flames. And then if I
Okay.
do happen to take any damage, I have absorb elements prepared as well. So
Okay.
I'll
Well,
be able to just absorb fire and
yeah, extinguishing the flames is enough here because it's not a. Interestingly enough, you can see like the wind is blowing the fire off, and you see the wind hits the seeds, and like as the fire is put out, basically dribbles of what look like burning oil are kind of flecked off the seeds. It seems like they are not supernaturally aflame; they're just soaked in this flammable oil and
hmm,
burned that way. Um, As you get within about 10 feet of one, the grass blades start like brandishing themselves, and you see they look quite sharp. Um, but yeah, it seems like I should say one patch of these. It's not one like clump of crabgrass. It's like a 30 or 40 clumps of them brandishing razor sharp looking little leaves, but
And they're not ambulatory, so it's not like I'm getting lashed by like blade tentacles. It just
they
I'm gonna
do
cut
look
myself when I go to harvest.
ambulatory, just very slow. Like maybe
I
these
can
things
manage
have,
that.
yeah, they like you could outrun them pretty comfortably.
Yeah, as
But
long as
they
I'm not
do.
getting attacked by an entire forest of knives, I'm fine.
No, it would be like a bunch of them, but if you want to run in and try and like yank one out of the ground and run, you could do that.
Well, I will take off my coat, and I'm gonna like hold it in one hand and use that to like smother the blades as much as I can while I cut around the roots and pull out a
Okay.
plant.
Okay. Yeah, so they are like, this whole group of them is slashing at you as you're digging it out. Does
Oh,
a 17 hit as they're like
hmm.
whipping at you?
Yeah, I'll cast a shield to protect myself as I go.
Yeah, yeah, and they, like as these hit against it, it's grass. It should not be this dangerous. Cutting faster, but you're able to dig one out pretty comfortably. Um, and you see the bulb that that it's grown from, or the seed slash bulb, whatever you want to call it, center for the roots, is exposed to the air. And give me I guess history or arcana check, whichever you prefer, as you're pulling this out.
19.
Right. Okay. So as you go to like dig this out, the soil is soaked in this like burning or like highly flammable oil as you go to dig it out. And you kind
Hmm.
of notice like that might explain why there's no other plants. These things basically just saturate the soil in this flammable thing and light it up whenever anything gets nearby, um, which they seem to just ignore and kills everything else. But it occurs to you that maybe like you might want to take a lot of the soil with this root system because it may be a little unstable. It's not magic, but whatever this
Hmm.
is might
Just volatile.
yeah, it might be kind of Molotov-ish when it's exposed to air.
Okay. So
But
I'll like
yeah,
reach
you're
into my
able to.
bag and grab like a bit of spare cloth I have and just wrap it up tight and like tie it around the stem.
Yeah, and you pull it out. The roots are kind of wriggling a little bit, like almost like very slow tendrils, like it wants to get away. And you now have a slightly writhing bag with a clump of grass in it, which
Nice.
the rest of them are slowly like moving through the soil to get further away from you. Um,
And I'll just walk back.
okay. Um,
Mercer,
yeah.
I'm not trapped in a field with a bunch of like, murderous plants. They're stuck in here with me.
Oh yes. This should be quite an illuminating experience, I think. This should be
Yeah,
interesting.
the bag is writhing slightly in your hand.
We'll
It
make
does
some of
seem
this tea
mundane.
when we stop to camp.
Yeah, that's definitely an option.
Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, no, you're good. I was just saying, like, it seems to be writhing slightly, but it's losing energy the longer it's like basically bagged. And yeah, other than that, you can look around for a decent spot for. We'll say we'll keep using the survival check yet earlier. Be able to find a pretty decent spot not too far from here, that isn't covered in this particularly atrocious plant life. And it's perfect. It's a perfect spot for your tower of cool guy stuff.
Nice.
And is there any here? We'll do the thing. Is there any particular layout you want for the Galder's Tower?
Just the usual's fine. A bedroom. I gotta look at the description.
Tower no longer here.
So yeah, bedroom, a lounge, and a dining space because that'll have the cooking utensils I need to
Upcasting.
prepare this
Gotcha.
special tea. No, it's
Okay.
3 floors. Oh no, it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, upcasting it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is the kitchen? Um, I guess this is close to a kitchen.
So
This
tables,
is the kitchen.
chairs, and a magical fireplace.
Yeah, this is the kitchen. That's the kitchen place. Okay.
Ah,
So, uh,
And the lounge,
and
which I think is
and
in
a
the
lounge
middle.
area. Yeah, the lounge that's just
I was
empty.
incorrect.
No,
I
I'm
was
I'm looking
incorrect.
here. Map. That's the lounge. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Put
all
that
right.
down
Well,
there. Okay, so cool. You've got. I guess that covers it. So you've got here, here, and here. So yeah. As far as prepping it, does anyone have proficiency with what is it? Cooking tools? Cook's tools?
I do not.
I know, an
no.
esoteric thing.
I
I
got,
do
I got, I
have
got, I got
alchemist tools, but I don't
thieves
have the tools.
tools. I got thieves tools, water
Okay.
vehicles.
Okay.
Just
I
drive a
have a
boat at it.
dagger. It's tricky to drive a boat at it. Yeah.
I mean, alchemist, that's similar enough.
Okay, if you're baking something, I can totally argue that.
It's brewing, so it's it's brewing
Tea.
tea.
Yeah,
So
it's tea. Brewing tea.
I would allow alchemist tools in this. It'll be a little harder, but it's definitely suitable for alchemist tools.
Yeah,
I'm just having flashes of the part in Back to the Future 3 where just all this crazy contraption stuff happens and all comes out just one little ice cube, but in this case, it's a cup of tea.
mhm.
Could be.
Yeah, I will have disadvantage for using improvised tools, but
Yeah.
Believe in you.
No, you're gonna roll 2 20s.
You could. Hey, you know what? I feel confident that it will work. It'll just work. Maybe there might be some side effects, but yeah, go ahead and roll it.
oh, there it is. I was trying to find the
Oh, it gave me
what
a minute
ability
to think
score?
about something.
Dexterity, intelligence.
Oh,
What are we
sorry.
talking here?
I would say int or dex, whichever you prefer.
Okay, it'll be intelligence then. Disadvantage. 11.
Okay. So following Lady Wayrub's directions and using your alchemist tools, you are able to brew some actually like pretty decent smelling pot of tea. But by the end of it, you're like, all right, it was a little unsettling to have to chop up these roots while they're wriggling, and you get the feeling if it could make noise, it might be screaming. But you have like the main bulb is off to the side, everything's set, and as you're cooking it, probably pretty, all right, that worked. Uh, you do notice for a split second that the bulb was not completely drained just before it goes off. And let's see here. I need a dex saving throw from you, Lady Wayrub, who's next to you, and anyone else in the kitchen area as the bulb glows. But the
Mm,
tea was a success.
18 from me.
Okay.
Purely because I want to do this check. Yeah, let's do it.
Fair enough. Yeah, anybody who doesn't want to be in there, you can just have your token out. But
Because
Oh,
Bemmy
so-
thought
oh,
Bemmy
yeah,
thought he
oh,
had a bag
hell
of
yeah.
snakes, but it wasn't a bag of snakes. It was a bag of plant.
Never mind. I'm stepping out.
yeah, that's fair. So, unstable bulb. All right. Does it have damage
Ooh.
with it? No, it didn't. That's d4. I'll just roll it with the dice roller. 4. Okay. Kafoom. Okay. Um. So, Bemmy, and let me roll on Lady Wayrub here. Here's what we have because Drow. Dex saving throw. Oh, she did nice. She got 23, so she passed. So she takes 3 fire damage. Purser, you take 3 fire damage. Bemmy, you take 6 fire damage as you were closer to the bulb, the pile that you. I'll say you were getting ready to throw it out the window, like very, it's all done. Just throw the dregs out the window as she goes off. And yeah, it's kind of flammable. Like you're all of a sudden you have a small. It's like holding on to a I don't know, what would 6 fire damage be? Like a small package of M80s or something. Like it's just boom, you have no eyebrows type thing, and it's very on fire in your hands while it explodes. You might want to toss it out the window. You're holding on to like a fireball with your very burned hands.
Just cast control flames on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I basically, if that's what's gonna go down, Bemi would having attempted throwing it out of the window before he lets go. The thing just bursts into flames. He just tries to stay as calm as possible, looking at it, and then he looks at Purser and holds his hand up and goes, "Would you help me, please?
Like wave my hand and
Thank you."
and Percy's just like laughing the whole time. Like that was a legitimately exhilarating experience.
The first nice thing about this island. But
Can I
yeah, Bammy,
some of that tea now?
Well, it's like that kind of like you just randomly trip on the sidewalk, so you have to laugh to make it look like you meant to do that kind
yeah.
of thing.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, it's, nervously looking around. Yeah, like the 14-year-old. I totally meant to do that. Shake a
But
little bit.
it's also just fun. Like alchemy is about trying things and just seeing what happens.
Yeah. And to be fair, it did not because Bemmy was holding it. It didn't ruin the tea. So you have enough for several cups of tea. And it is actually really good tea. It's a little bitter. There's like a bitter aftertaste. I don't know if anybody's ever had Moxie, but it's got kind of like that aftertaste. But the
I
initial
like
taste,
Moxie.
yeah, the initial taste is like very smooth, um, a little sweet, with that aftertaste. But with that aftertaste comes just a surge of energy. And if anybody had any levels of exhaustion, it would drop by 1 from the tea.
Ooh.
Fiery tall.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get more.
We'll add it to the list for Mishann farmers to worry about, and
That would be
cooks with
something
more
to worry about.
experience.
Yeah. Grow these. There's a learning curve.
Well, just something for foragers to keep an eye out on.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I'm
realistically, it is a good thing.
But I mean, did you make it all?
I
Yeah,
mean,
that was all of it with an election.
yeah, between having very little like actual cooking expertise and using using my alchemy expertise with improvised tools, I did fine, I think.
No, it's delicious. It's just there's no more.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 of you. There's 2 more cups of it if you wanted to. Apparently, Lady Wayrub does add in. It does lose a bit of its potency after a day or so.
No.
Oh.
Does Pick want any?
No, it
Give
is.
the moth lady coffee. She already doesn't sleep. Sorry, I cut you off there, Pick.
Why not?
If you give her the coffee, she's going to go try to fly up to the forbidden lamp.
There's a lot of them here.
It's either that or it's gonna end up like that scene in Futurama.
What were you saying, Pick? Like I said, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh shit.
I think she's getting eaten by a dinosaur or something.
Okay.
It's
Fair
worst.
enough.
Just judging by context, we'll give her a
Yeah.
second.
I can AFK through 90% of this event, and I was like, I just tabbed over for that moment to be like, can I AFK for that moment? And a wyvern was like, because it's an event where everybody's enraged and going nuts. So I just generally just hover by and pay attention to game and tab out. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I participated, but something found me, so I had to run. I am back.
Yeah, that's fair. The question was, does Pick want any of this slightly
Tea.
bitter but juiced up tea?
Oh, I think she's okay. Weird leaf water, but she's excited that they're excited.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like an explosion downstairs, and like Purser comes up with like a steaming cup.
Yeah, there was some laughter, some panic noises from Bemi.
I am going to say, Poison, the tea was wonderful, but it smelled like burnt hair. Like,
And that's the point. That would be a great point to tell Bemi that he does not have eyelashes at the moment.
So
Oh,
I'll just I'll reach into my bag and like pull out like my canteen and just like rub it clean so it's as reflective as possible and just like hold it up to him.
oh.
and Bemi, you
Ah,
see
oh,
your face, and then you see in your
oh.
reflection Mima like with her hands on her hips, shaking her head at you.
Dang.
As she tends to do in most reflective surfaces whenever you're around.
Well. And his bow magically appears in his hand. And he just sits down and drinks his tea.
Okay.
That's why
Bammy.
it smells like burnt hair. It's my hair.
It is.
Uh,
Ludger,
So
oh, sorry, good.
I just want to. Did Bemi give any indication of seeing anything weird in the reflection?
I mean, you know what? If he did, he probably would have been like, "Oh, hey, Mima." But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit down now.
So yeah, at that person like turns it to himself and looks kind of quizzically at it. And
Oh.
I'm assuming I don't see her. Maybe I don't
No,
know.
you don't.
Yeah. So I'll just like hold it up to my face for a moment, like eyebrows furrowed, and and put it back in my pack.
You know what? As you look in it and just go, your reflection doesn't change, but all around you looks what looks like writhing black smoke or like gray smoke for a brief moment, gray smoke or fire or something like that, before it's just like your normal reflection.
I don't like having to worry about that. In any case, that was very delicious.
You make a good cup of tea.
It's actually good. For her part, Lady Wayrub is just finishes her tea and actually thanks you, Purser, and you, Bemi. She is. Let's see. Would she? She still is referring to you by your last name as much as possible, and Bemi, she just calls you Emissary of Eudatri. Like that's how she's been personally referring to you as. She says it, but there's a lot less of the like we're at work friends level formality in the tone. She seems to have really been charmed by the fact that you made this. And then she's going to go to the lounge area to trance.
Yeah, and with the extra 2 cups, I'll bring some to Balthazar and Bemi.
Yes, it's your tea. You should drink the last cup.
Oh, I had some.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
right.
And you were the one that was asking for more, Bemi.
If I drink this, will it help my eyebrows? Probably not.
Yes.
I will draw new ones for you.
Oh,
Do you
inspiration
mean
to pick.
Ah, I'll try.
Duality, man.
Do you,
Bald-faced lie and the offer to help.
do you mean it?
Yeah, I think I will do good. I am very dexterous.
Can I wash them off if they make me look weird?
I bet. Depends on what we put them on with.
What do you
I've
think?
never made eyebrows for people.
You know what? I'm just picturing like just they're like the feathered little moth eyebrows. that's what I would end up with.
Just like big, bushy Swedish chef eyebrows.
Exactly.
You look better than ever. Yeah.
We're
Like-
scared of Handy.
By Pick standards, it's dramatic improvement. You should all be fluffier. But while this is going on, what's Balthazar and Ludger doing?
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that Luger basically spends like a lot of the night just pouring over the gathered recon. Basically just trying to like make sense of lay of the land, like making notes that he can basically pass off to the incoming like commandos, and like just in general like doing effectively like S3 / staff work for the
Okay.
like it's basically one of those things he's
Doing
probably
paperwork.
less so tonight because he just has like the one bit, but kind of like trying to lay the groundwork so that by the time the information gets passed off, like all of it's woven together and can be like easily made use of.
Fair enough. Yeah. So, other than you hear a faint thump from like the first floor, it's not, there's nothing too noteworthy happening down there. A little bit of a smell of burnt hair, but Balthazar, what are you up to?
I'll probably just hang it with him, just like in meditation, just getting away from the whatever schizophrenia is going
Weird
down.
science, yeah.
Next week, yeah.
There is some very very excellent tea offered to you if you want it.
No.
It is invigorating, and you feel any sense of exhaustion leaving your limbs. Very good tea. But do you guys want to do your nightly watch? Or your shorthand one where it's like Bemmy, Pick, and Pearl do
Yep.
the like that thing where like Pick takes first half, Bemmy does the entire second half, and Pearl gives them both advantage type thing.
I think that's fine for the usual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, Pick, if I could get a perception check with advantage for the first half of the night.
Pearl.
Is Pearl eels around? Is she outside the tower, or did she stay in the tower with Pick?
I think she like goes back and forth between like sitting right at the top of the tower and prowling around outside.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, cat things at night.
Yeah.
Zoomies,
Cat
that type
business.
of thing. Yeah. Midnight hits, and much to the Celestial's frustration, her cat instincts kick in, and she just gets zoomies up and down the tower.
Pupils dilate. That like weird demon growl cats do. Oh, I must rush.
Tiny little
So-
pitter patter of paws on the stairs.
Yep,
Look,
yep.
the Silver Flame is all about sacrifices.
You're the one who trapped
This is
in
her
the
cross
storm.
to bear.
Speak of the devil.
But yeah, with a 22, you're able to see out across the moonlit territory. And I'm not keeping track of like the lunar cycles because I'm just not that autistic. But with what is it, like 13, 14, or no, it's like 12 moons in the sky. There's
12, yeah.
Yeah, with 12 moons in the sky, there is always enough moonlight to see decently.
12 moons and a planetary ring.
Yeah, and the ring of exactly. So it's
Seriously?
never.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Eberron.
Yo, I didn't know that till today.
Yeah, that's
That
where
was
magic
in the
comes
background
from.
of the Sharn like image I put up. Wait,
I never read those things. Come on.
it was picture. It was.
I
When
don't
a
look at
picture's
things all
1,000
that much.
words.
I don't read pictures.
Here,
Words.
I'll
Yeah.
put up
Heaven-
another picture right now for you.
It's okay. It's all right.
No, I'm giving you a picture.
All right, I'm gonna look at it.
No,
I'm gonna
just
look at
wait
it.
for Discord. Give me a second.
Okay.
It's
Anyways, So yeah, it's good for you, Pick. And Bemmy, when you're done reading the picture, you could give me a perception check for second half of the night.
Bemmy just has this out of body experience. Oh my goodness. There's a ring and 13 moons?
12.
I never
And one
looked
of the
up
moons
all
is
that much.
invisible.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's
sort of.
black.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey.
Yeah, it's
One of
in
them just
the
looks like this a
general.
slitted
I'm
eye. Yeah, they're kind of spooky.
trying to click. Thank goodness for the kitty cat.
Yeah.
Because that kitty cat now is getting wrapped up in that blanket I bought. There you go. You're the best kitty ever.
Yeah. It's you know what? Actually, with a 28, and the kitty cat, Pearl starts hissing a couple times, and Bemmy, you hear something from your little mirror talisman, the little black mirror that you keep at your side. You hear Mima, Bammy, Bammy,
Oh,
pick up the mirror. I knows you can hear it.
all right. Hi, Mima. Hi. It's so good to see you.
You're burning off your face again. You do that. It's not as
Well,
funny if I ain't there to see it. But
I'm saying,
anyways, Mima's got a gentleman caller coming by soon, and he's looking for some information that you might have, Bammy.
okay.
All right. So he wants to know, or well, he said he wants to know, trading and all that, trading horses or bodies, whatever the saying is these days. Um, he wants to know if Mishann is adequately defended. That was the request to know. He
Uh,
seemed to think that it might not be.
what this man look like?
You ain't- and you see her pick up a frying pan and like instinctively, and then realize that you're on the mirror and put it down with a like sigh. You know better than to ask business about my gentleman callers.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. It's just, I mean, okay, Mima, I got a question. If I'm in Mishann, is it not adequately defended?
Well, Benny, you's all right at shooting. You you ain't Bammy, you's a sweet boy, and you's, you know, by Elvin standards, you could even be handsome. But no, it
Oh,
ain't adequately defended.
but that hurts. So
It
so you
hurts
mean to tell?
when your Meemaw gives you a compliment.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Oh no, I see how it is. I see
It's
how it
not
is.
that. It's not that.
No,
No,
I
no, Mima,
shouldn't
no, no,
even be
no, no,
calling
no,
you
no.
like this, should I? You
No, my
big, you
point.
grown up, you got your own
You,
business.
oh my goodness, Mima, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that at all. What I meant to say was it hurts because it's just my heart grows bigger when you call, and it makes me happy.
Well, that's right, it does. All right,
Yeah,
so do you think is Mishan adequately defended?
I mean, I ain't there, and even if I was, it wouldn't be. So I think we all know the answer to that.
All right. No, it's he wanted to know. He's looking to do some horse trading and such. So, all right. Uh,
Horse trade.
well, it's a phrase from Corvair. The horses. You've seen the pictures I've shown you. They're like four-legged hairy dinosaurs. Um, but
Oh,
uh,
they have the U-shaped claw.
right. I've shown you the skeletons before. We got them around here. It's like that with
That's
all the
right.
skin and stuff on them still.
Oh
But
man, it'd be pretty neat to actually see one of them with the skins.
it says you. Uh, anyways, your Memo's got to get going. I got to do my hair.
Okay,
But you make sure you keep you tell me if Mishan looks like it get more defensible. Okay.
okay. I mean, which do you want it to be?
I don't care, Bemmy.
Okay,
I
but you
care
just
what my gentleman caller wants to know. That is the deal that he wishes to make. Okay?
okay, okay, okay.
All right. You call your
All right.
Meemaw when she answers next time, right away.
Yeah, I did. I got it right back. There was a kitty cat, and I'm supposed to be watching I'm sorry, Mimo. Yeah, okay, I will.
That's good. All right then. The connection is severed.
I need to go change my pants.
Meow.
Yeah, angry holy cat noises from the bundled up blanket because she was definitely shrieking like unnatural abomination. Something was triggering Pearl's alarm senses pretty badly. Like
Yeah.
immediately you put her down and she runs up the stairs to go wake up her sir.
It doesn't even have to. Like that, just a telepathic ping would
Oh
wake me
yeah,
up.
that's fair. I feel like it would be that spooked though. It's gonna run like physically make sure you woke up.
Hmm. But yeah, I think during the conversation she'd be like too frozen to do it. But then as soon as it ends, she's like bolting and getting me up.
Puffy cat, cat with fur all puffed up running upstairs.
And then yeah, like a minute later, I'm like running to where Bemmy is. I'm like pulling on my armor and my coat.
You would see Bemmy with the blanket over his head, pretending to be a spooky ghost.
Bemmy,
Ah,
good job.
thank you.
Now Pearl told me everything.
Okay,
I'm very concerned, but you did fine.
all right. I did. I mean, I didn't. It's strange because I don't. I don't want to tell, but it's kind of hard not to say nothing. I don't know what to do.
I'll give you a bit of advice. Okay?
Okay.
Don't give her any specific instructions on how to bypass any of our defenses, or tell us how many people we have. Don't tell her anything that she couldn't find by just looking. And I assume she can look pretty far.
Okay. Um. hmm,
Obviously, don't lie to her face. I think she will know,
Yeah. I'm not good at fibbing.
But
but
you can.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. I forgot. I'm out. Probably still
Hmm.
doing pick business.
But what you did this time was fine.
Okay.
Honestly, try and lead her on a bit more if she calls back with the same question. I'd really like to know who this gentleman caller is.
Okay.
If,
I mean, I don't know.
yeah, don't pry too hard. But
Uh,
if she
well,
lets something slip while you're talking to her about it, let us know, please.
okay. I try to remember.
Yeah, you did good.
Okay, good.
And Purser like clasps him on the shoulder, like.
And he goes, well, he's gonna like gingerly start walking out the door. He's like, I need to change.
Hmm.
As
It's
said before.
about it's about an hour until sunrise. Sorry to interrupt. It was just the for timing thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And Purser will just go back to bed.
And for the record, Bemmy, you've seen Meemaw's gentleman callers before. Like one of them was this big, terrifying thing that seemed to be made of like writhing blood or something. Another one was like this big horn thing that crushed a couple chairs until you dragged a bench over for it to sit on while it was waiting for. Um, like Meemaw's had visitors before, and they're always terrifying.
Yeah. How,
But
but
actually,
she's so
now that I
specific.
think on it, she's had some mortal visitors before too, like some like very concerned or just desperate looking people. but usually you didn't see them a second time.
So I don't think this. So this wasn't one of her regulars.
Yeah, regular being like once, more than once in the same decade. But yeah,
Yes.
it yeah, Mima occasionally has some gentleman callers, and she usually just gives them information in exchange for things.
But
Sometimes
is this the first time she has asked me to give her info for a gentleman caller?
no, she sent you out on tasks before.
Okay,
But yeah,
Like
this
this one
was
wasn't even a task; it's just something that you happen to already know.
that's
yeah,
true.
maybe that's why he's there. Who knows? Um, but yeah, the sun rises and it's an uneventful morning, relatively speaking. If you guys want to head out again.
All right, let's
Indeed.
go.
Onward.
Okay. Yeah, so let's see here. The second day, I'd say about little before noon, you come across a herd of enormous bovines grazing on thorns and uh, tough grasses that cover most of the hills. As one of them casually uproots a small tree, Lady Wayrub looks more than a bit nervous at the sight of these hulking creatures and says, those would be feral aurochs. Let's just go around them. Domesticated ones can be touchy, and I don't want to deal with a herd of them getting spooked.
Hmm.
I will put an image of them up.
The big game hunter deep down inside of Bemi is just okay. I
Bemmy,
won't shoot.
no.
I won't do it. I won't do it. I don't do it. I'm not going to do it.
I hunted plants that couldn't kill us. These will
What are you
kill
talking
us.
about? No, what did the? I couldn't. Man, with enough of them, it still ain't got no eyebrows to show for it. But be interesting head to have in the trophy room. It'd just be interesting head to have in the trophy room.
Big horns.
Bemmy, no. Bemmy, yes.
Just the Bemi.
Bemmy, if you piss those aurochs off, you will never have eyebrows again.
By the way, these are like, so size-wise, these are close to the size of elephants. As far as like these are, they're big.
Oh, okay. They're elephant size. Holy shit!
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, a few of the aurochs kind of look up from their dedicated grazing, sort of chewing. Not, that cow graze. It's not that cow gaze. It's not quite mindless, but it's definitely like they're mildly interested in you, but they're more focused on the chewing.
It's the pre-domestication cow gaze.
Yeah. Yeah, or more like they're domesticated. These ones went feral, but yeah, they slip back into it pretty quickly. Um, so what's everybody's passive perception as these cows are watching
19.
you?
My
16.
passive is actively worse. 11.
Let me see.
Okay. Is there a score at
It
this
is
point?
19.
Bemi's is
Outright.
boss 14.
Okay.
14.
Okay, so everybody with a 13 or over, you guys spot several flashes of light from a nearby patch of scrub trees as large reptilian creatures dash out of cover, running towards the rocks on their hind legs. The moment the cattle
Oh,
look up, yeah,
these fucking things again.
letting out alarmed calls, the leading of the four reptiles seems to erupt in a blinding display of light. And everybody who had passive perception over 13, give me a con saving throw. And I'll put you guys on the map.
I hate these fucking things.
These are not the same things. It's a little similar, but
They're
different.
worse.
On save, you say?
Indeed.
Hey. Thank
I
goodness
haven't
for
even.
these goggles of daywalking.
Nice. Hang
My
on. Yeah, cue the SpongeBob. Where is it?
my leg.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find the image here. a zoomed-in picture of it. Fine. But yeah, if everybody could go ahead and roll initiative. Con saving throw pass. I see the only I see that it is Balthazar. I know I'd get there. Balthazar, you are the only one who failed. You're blinded until the start of your next turn. And let me add. I'm just going to do one for the herd. And
I want one as a pet.
they are large-sized lizards.
You want the lizard or the cow?
The cow.
All right, that's fair.
I can't get you a cow. I might be able to manage a lizard.
I love the idea of Pick trying to get a feral Ormok as a pet. Oh my god,
Like
that's great.
angrily
Just out there
chittering
for
at it whenever
out there for 3 days, just trying to feed it and wrangle it.
angrily chittering at it whenever it doesn't do what she wants it to.
Also,
No.
the idea of that whenever Pick says she wants something, Purser does consider how to get that done.
He's so nice.
He's a softie at his heart. All right. I mean, especially for Pick, she's the only native who's been really interested in his whole totally not evangelical thing.
It definitely started when the symbol constantly glowed all the time, and then she was like, I take this with me. This is good.
Yeah. Here we go. Maybe that's why I couldn't find it. Once I'm determined to get the image. I know I have it. There it is. Chroma lizard. Okay. See, it's not the other things. But Ludger, what would you like to do? The herd looks spooked, and they look like they're going to start charging for like anything to get away from these lizards.
Okay. I am going to grab Balthazar, and I am going to pull him out of the fucking way. Like, basically kind of hugging the underside of this cliff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even if they do tumble over it, we're not getting crushed. So,
Gotcha.
and
That's a good idea.
like, I'm guessing even if I dash, it's going to be halved.
Yeah, because you're
But
pulling him with you. But
okay, so boom, and I would have him like right behind me here. Yeah.
okay. Cool.
And I end my turn.
All right. Start the next turn. Okay.
Oh, and I
Balthazar.
would
Yeah.
shout at everyone to follow me.
Okay. And she's just going to go bottom of the order here. Just for, there we go.
When you
So
forgive a friendly NPC in the middle of a stampede. Ah!
could
Oh, yeah,
retcon it, but I don't want
Strangled.
to.
Purser's
Oh,
never gonna forget a chance
Said I was
to
blinded or
save
something. What was
people.
it again?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Balthazar. What were you saying?
Was I blinded or something?
You are blinded until the start of your next turn, or yeah, of the next turn. So basically the round, I believe. Yeah.
I think I may have a monk thing for that. It's just the fuck you know power.
No, I'd like it.
See if I have it.
For
It wasn't
blinded?
really directed at you, anyways. The lizards were trying to
Oh, it's
blind as
charmed or
many of them.
frightened. It's not blinded.
Ah. Well, it's temporary. Like you're rubbing your eyes, you feel like, you can start to see shapes again, but it's still pretty unsettling. Um, um, yeah, so what would you like to do? So you feel someone pull you, and you hear right next to you Ludger yell to follow him.
Wonder.
By the way, I'd just like to say that this incredible map was entirely custom made for this encounter. Pretty impressive, if I do
Ooh,
say so myself.
very
Nice.
impressive.
Who'd you pay for it?
I didn't pay anyone for it. I made it via Incarnate. It's not
Well,
exactly
that's who you paid.
Listen,
I'm the
$25 a
one.
year, I'll pay that.
Yeah, I'm the one who uses like commissions art and shit
He is.
All right,
for my
I'm just
games.
making sure. Maybe the visage could make this work, but now I'm just gonna follow Luker. Or sorry, not
Fair.
Luker.
Yeah, as it's helpful German hands. Okay, then we will go to Bemmy. What would you like to do? Them big cows is looking spooked, looking like they're gonna
Yep.
start running in any direction to get away from these lizards.
Well, I guess what Bemmy is gonna do is he's going to cast Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to put it in the chat. There we go. So,
Okay. Cure wounds. I see.
son of a bitch.
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay.
It's fine.
I just wanted to increase my walking speed, increase by like 30 feet until the end of
Okay.
that turn,
All right.
and then I will dash, and I will
Okay.
grab Purser, and I will drag him
No! Wait!
underneath.
Lady Wayrub! Get her!
And we'll grab Lady Wayrup.
That's fair.
Can you say that any more aggressively and like creepily?
Uh,
Oh my god! You're like, no, that one. Okay, sorry. He lets
trying to
go,
help.
walks 5 more feet forward. Let's go.
And then you supernaturally speed walk forward.
Yep.
Okay. So she is pulled behind you. She does not object to that. It seems wise. Um,
I think I wouldn't go any farther than that because
fair enough.
it's the cover. It's the cover.
Okay. So if that is it, pick. What would you like to do? I'll write down the
See.
ones that failed here. I should probably put this on to track it.
I don't know how accurate. The cows have made no move. That they're just kind of idly upset at us.
No, they're getting ready
They're-
to run away from the predatory flashing lizards.
Yeah, we're seconds before a stampede.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna join. I'm gonna join hiding down here.
it's
That is
probably
fair.
that
Actually, I'm
18
probably gonna go
that
above.
18 in the initiative order is probably the stampede. Like, yeah.
I'm probably gonna go up like 30 feet. I don't know how tall these things are, but I think I'm just
Yeah,
above
30 feet
this
will get you
cliff
above it.
and then 30 feet above to keep an eye on the happenings and the people below.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think I could drag Purser even if I wanted to.
I would allow a strength
I'm
check there, but it's gonna
I'm
get
surprised.
hard.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Just to get up to safety because Pick would very easily be trampled.
Yeah, she would not have a good time. So yeah, she goes up. And
Mercer,
then
meanwhile, just throws his gloves off and gets in a sumo stance.
he's like, I want to get these guys. And that is all. I think for now she'll ready her crossbow, but
What you got?
ooh, actually ready one of those fire acorns.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. And
If they start going towards the cliff, right where everybody's hiding behind, well, the one closest to me, so Demi and Lady Wayrub, she's going to throw a fire one there to hopefully part the stampede.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, there's kind of a cliff, but yeah, if any of them for some reason come down the hill here and then turn, just
Yeah, or start going that way. Just
throw firecrackers in front of them to scare them. I got you.
yeah, not that way.
All right, so it is this one's turn, and it has already used its thing. Let's see if that recharges. Dazzling display. Oh wow, okay, that's a little. It can just do that. Nice. All right, well then it's not gonna spam it because it's gonna try and get closer, but that's cool. It's going to run up and make 1 bite and 1 claw attack. It runs up and like digs its fangs into the side of it, like runs forward and trying to like tear at the underbelly of this thing with its claws and jaws. Uh, its claws can't get through the very thick hide, but the bite is able to take a sizable chunk out. As you hear an enraged, pained bellow from this blinded beast. Okay, that's down to that. And now it is the herd's turn, and they are going to do what herds do. This one is blinded, so it's gonna roll a d8 and see what direction it goes in. Okay, so wow. It's blinded, panicked. It's going to charge this direction, slamming into another one. The next one is going to do the same. It's going to go this way. What's their movement speed? Okay, it's 50. Okay. It's going to charge right off this, and I'm gonna have it do a dex save, but it's a it is an auto fail or disadvantage if blinded.
What was that?
Is a dex save an auto fail or just a disadvantage if you're blinded?
I don't even think it's a disadvantage.
Really? Okay.
It's just
Well,
you treat everything as heavily obscured.
nice. Okay. Blinded has always felt underwhelming to me. I'm not gonna lie for 5e. I don't mind it, but it's like it's lethal to casters, but it just it feels weird that you can do as much as you can do. Like it makes sense from a certain perspective, it's just odd. So this one is going to blindly charge this direction, toppling off the cliff, and landing on its side with a panicked, enraged bellow and take a little bit of damage. And then this one is going to go. It's just had a herd mate run into it, but it's not blinded, so it's going to just try and get around. Purser, it is charging, not really like charging you, but that's the closest direction it can to get away. What would you like to do about a lot of bovine running in your direction, if anything?
Yeah, well, there's not a whole lot I can do about it. If it hits me, I'll cast shield.
Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like it's just going to try and shove you out of the way mechanically. To 20, try and just shove Purser aside as it goes by.
Um, that's 19.
Okay, you're
Duh.
aside, and it can barely get by, and it's going to dash because it's very spooked. Yeah, I think this was 50, and so it can get another 2 here. Okay. And that one, that one, that one. This one is not blinded. It's just going to go straight here, dashing in this direction. This one, same thing. Dash down here. It's off screen technically. This one is going to follow it. And yeah, actually can get to exactly here. And this one is blind, has had a bite taken out of it. It's going to, yeah, it's going to just try and like gore whatever the hell just bit it. It knows there's something there. There's something like clinging to its belly and biting it. So it's going to try and do its gore attack. Disadvantage. All right, let me roll on that. Got a nat 1. Let's see. Okay.
Looks like they picked the weakest of the herd.
I guess so. Bring that up. And that one. We'll use these ones today. What did he get? 83. Weapon attacks, critical fumble weapon. 83 is okay, con saving throw, or it is frightened on top of it. That makes sense. Let's see. Got a pretty decent con. Okay. It's frightened on top of being blind. Scared cow. Okay. What's a good frightened look? There we go. Frightened. And yeah, it's gonna still try and move. Let's see, which direction is it gonna try and move in its panicked state? It's gonna try and move this way. Invoking an attack of opportunity from the lizard, who will try and bite it. Bite doesn't get through. And now it's the rest of the pack, I guess, for lizards. I'm sure there's actual a nomenclature for lizards, but I'm not sure what it is. Speed 40, okay.
I want to find out.
It's essential to immersion, DM. Let's see here.
I must know.
It's gonna run up.
Because if it's a business affair, it's got to be a something of lizards.
It's a lounge.
A lounge of lizards? Seriously?
Yes.
Really? Wow. Okay. Nice. Wow. Okay. It runs up and it starts slashing viciously at this cow. Both attacks hit.
Nature is beautiful.
Man, how do you say that with a straight face? How'd Grandpa go? He got eaten by a lounge of lizards?
It's purely like Victorian era scientists just
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
dicking
Yes.
around.
Other fun ones: a scurry of squirrels,
Hmm.
a congregation of alligators, a basque of crocodiles, a quiver of cobras, and a Roomba of rattlesnakes.
Stop it. No. No. I don't buy that Roomba one for one fucking second. Get out of here.
It's true.
Get the fuck out of here. No. Oh.
No. Is your world breaking a little?
I mean, if you think about it, they're all very silly. Like, even a pack of wolves. Like, what is a pack?
Honestly, I'm picturing a cigarette package, and each cigarette has a little wolf head on each one here. And
A school of fish.
yep.
That's
If you just
probably
say
one
it in
of
an
those.
incredulous tone, they all sound funny.
Well, honestly, it's probably one of those things that just like when they came up with it like a gajillion years ago, like you know, the word meant slightly different things, and now like the everyday usage of school being education has made it seem funny.
But
Yeah,
besides that,
rattlesnake.
Purser,
Yeah,
what are you up to?
Purser
You
is
were just
going
shoved aside by a
to...
big cow.
Yeah, Purser's going to dodge and duck behind the rocks.
Okay. I was half expecting the Purser. None of these things have any fire resistance first. I just wanted to make this clear.
Yeah, but I
Don't
can't
say
kill
I
them
give.
before they get away, so...
Don't say I do nothing for you. All right. This one is going to. Yeah, they're pack hunters. They know exactly what to do here. It's got a dash to get here, but it's worth it. It's gonna dash over here. And yeah, for her part, she is just going to prep an action. If anything attacks, she's going to attack it. And somehow, well, it's fine. It is this one's turn. 8 coming after 1 naturally. This one is going to. Yeah, it's got a dash to get up here too. It's gonna dash here. Yeah. And then there we go. Great. Ludger, it is your turn.
As a quick aside, Ludger, It's from the ancient Greek skola, which means spare time, leisure, rest, ease, or idleness.
Huh. Well, I guess it is weird that it ended up being
The word for a bunch of
whatchamacallit.
fish.
Yeah. Well, maybe like they kind of like associated like they're just chilling in the water or some shit. I don't know.
Fucking
Who
lazy fish.
knows?
No, when you said Roomba, it was the first thing that went to my mind. I was like,
Oh
someone's
yeah.
fucking with me. Someone has to be fucking with me right now.
Oh, in reference to the group of fish, it comes from the Old English skolu, which means a band or a troop.
Ah,
Okay,
see, there we
there
go.
we go.
Ah, that's interesting. So does this Auroch here look like it's going to like button hook or just run like away from us?
Sorry, I have to zoom out a little bit. I was like, which one?
The one that's like right to the north of me.
That one. That one is currently on the ground. It's blinded and it ran off the although it's actually its vision is starting to come back. It ran off the cliff as it was blinded. I just realized I should take the blind off.
And
Ralph, this is where
about
you can
how
sit
tall
up.
is this cliff? How tall is this cliff?
I would say 25, 30, depending on like exactly where you're standing, but yeah, somewhere in that range. Take off this
Okay,
blind.
so like not enough for me to be able to like hop up and shoot over.
That would be tricky, yeah.
Um, how about like over at this edge here?
This edge right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you like, yeah, ran over and peeked through these bushes, yeah, you have to work a little bit, but you could definitely get a line of sight over here if you wanted to.
Okay, in that case, I will go here and shoot at one of these lizards because I get a feeling they're going to be a problem.
Fair enough.
And I'm hoping that this one Auroch to the north of me is going to be like it's panicked, but it's probably going to try to like avoid like running face first through bushes. So at least that's
Yeah,
the hope.
that's fair.
So in that case, I will, it's the one directly to the east of the Auroch that's getting surrounded. And
So it's this one right
uh,
here, just to double check.
no,
Oh,
east.
that one. Sorry, sorry. I thought you said west. All right. Yeah, that okay, targeting.
Okay, so I'm going to do my 2 attacks. I'm going to hold off on the action surge for the moment.
Gotcha.
Um,
That definitely hits.
okay. Yeah,
And second
okay,
one doesn't quite hit, but the first one does.
yeah, sweet. Give me a second. And oh, there's spear right behind that. And okay, 22 piercing damage.
Nice, nice. All right, let me take that off. Okay. Yeah, it noticed
And
that
that
as
would
the bolt is like driven into its shoulder.
wait, hold up.
Yep.
Would it be too late for me to activate my like Uber Thunderbolt ability?
No, yeah, by all means.
Um,
The
actually,
spell.
want to what? Actually, want to what? Things are probably going to be, I'll just do it next turn. It gives me a chance to actually read and really like wrap my head around. I know the basics of how it works, but I don't want to hold shit up anymore. Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
that's
end
fair.
my turn.
Okay. If you want, I would not be offended if you like add it to your sheet just so you can look at it casually. That's what I would recommend.
Well, I did. It's
Read
like
through it. Yeah,
I almost forgot I had it again. So
fair
yeah.
enough. All right, Bemmy, what would you like to do?
Ah. Let's see. How much time? Yeah, it hasn't quite been a minute yet.
Oh, it's been 6 seconds. You're
Oh,
good.
10,000 years.
Yeah, it's the bullet time of D&D combat.
Okay, 35 gets me there. I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Okay. This one right here that Ludger already
Mhm.
shot. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Yep. Absolutely. And I'm gonna do the Zephyr Strike. So if I do hit it, I get to do 1d8 force. So for the first shot, since it's the first time, I do get to do Dread Ambusher. So, pow. Whoo. Okay. That'll be a Zephyr Strike and a Dread Ambusher for the first attack.
Start of your turn. Your first turn of each combat. Walking
First
speed.
turn of each combat. Okay. All right. Well, either way, I still get the Zephyr Strike damage. And
I think you can just like this is the first time I've looked at this in a long time.
yeah.
It looks like your walking speed increases by 10 feet like for that first round.
Yeah, for that first round.
But
That's
like,
when I
have
grab
you
Lady
been
Weight
keep?
Rub. No,
Okay.
after that round, I lose it.
Well, I know you lose it. I was just like, as long as you know it's been there, because I wasn't even keep tracking that part of it. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I wanted
Um.
yeah,
All right.
I wanted
So
more walking speed so I could drag her,
yeah, that's fair.
or
Uh.
initially Purser, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Percy doesn't need it. All right. So with a crit, that's nice. Shooty
Okay.
shoot. I don't think you get sneak, but you do get other
No,
things. Sad as
I
that is.
don't think I'd get the sneak. Be 5, 10 plus 14. That's 24 for the first hit.
Okay. It doesn't like that at all. Okay.
And,
Yeah,
22.
that hits. Yep.
Okay. Additional 7 points of damage.
Okay.
I think that's it.
All right, cool. Balthazar, you're no longer blind. What would you like to do?
Alright, let's see. The things are panicking, and we got lizards to kill.
Indeed.
This hill to north of me, how bad is it crazy enough to
It's
climb it?
about 25, some places 30 feet up. It's like a vertical climb up. You can just go
So
around it
like,
by like going this way or whatever, but climbing up is a endeavor.
Alright, guess I'll do that.
Okay. Monk speed activate. Monk speed go.
Bonus action to dash.
Yep, yep. With the whole key point.
Yep. Then I'll attack this guy. I forgot to mention this because I was blinded, but I popped my arms.
No, I saw you like activate it before you were looking at it. I have no issue with that being a retcon. Didn't
Alright,
change
and
anything.
then attack this guy while flanking it.
Okay.
16 and a 19.
You know what? I'll say that's enough of a flanking because they're distracted by, it's what they're trying to eat. So that's fair. I'm 16 and 19, those both hit.
That'll be 13 force.
Okay. Viciously beating on it. And it doesn't like that at all. Where is all this coming from? The hunt was going very well. Um,
That's my turn.
all right. Pick. What would you like to do?
Uh, one moment.
No problem. Okay.
Of course, the moment it's my turn, somebody pings me. All right. We are going to shoot over here at this one. I think, let me get the measure. 90. I think that's within my, yep, 320 max. Okay. We're going to shoot that guy.
Okay. Yeah, if 90 is within the first number, then you're good. Or 8, that would be a
It's
disadvantage.
10
but
over.
Yeah,
That's
but
fine.
I think a 24 might still hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 8. Okay. Um,
Oh, it didn't include sneak. Sorry. Oh, I guess no, I don't. I'd get it because I didn't move.
yeah, there you go.
Not because you have disadvantage because it's long range.
Oh, right,
Ah.
yeah, so it
We're good.
levels out. Yeah, it's weird. Well,
We're fine.
it's still good. That's 8 damage. This thing is looking in terrible shape. It's been shot a lot and punched now and then shot again. Um, all right, it is the herd's turn. This one's going to continue to run off screen. I'm going to leave it up just so that it stays on because I believe that's. Oh no, that one isn't. All right, GM layer. These ones run off screen. And this one run off screen. This one is going to dash and try and get this far. Yeah, and it would avoid the bushes, not because you're there, but because like animals that big,
Which
even a
they would have to
pothole.
run through.
Yeah, even like it's not that they don't think they can get through it. It's instinct. Something this big hits a pothole, it's a problem for their legs. So, which is why there's a certain element of like non-realism in that this thing isn't just broken having fallen that far. It takes some damage. Right. And speaking of which, it's going to try and get up. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna have it like do a check just to get itself up because it took a decent spill and it's hard for an animal that size.
Poor buddy. Okay, the event is over. I can go back to my base and focus entirely.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like barely it's able to get up, and it just looks around, and it's going to, try and go after its fellow cows. And with dashing, it can get to here. And this one, it's afraid. It's going to take the disengage action and just try and bulldoze through this tree to get down here. Yeah. So it's going to do a strength check to just tear through the dead tree. 22. Yeah, it just knocks the tree like almost completely over. And it's here. And that's as far as it can get. And it's this one's turn. This one. Yeah, how smart are they? I don't think they're that smart. No. They're not smart.
your reaction. No.
Well, lizard brain. It's going to dash after the fleeing prey. It doesn't know or really care that someone's shooting its fellow, its pack member. This one is going to and attack the fleeing meat sack that it wants to eat. Let's see. Bite claw. Wow. Okay. It was not able to get it. And Purser, it is your turn.
Okay. Purser is going to cast Melf's Minute Meteors.
Beautiful.
So, I'm not gonna lie. First time I heard someone cast that spell, I had to PM them. I was like, "Did you just cast Milf's meteors?"
That's the joke.
Trust me, it's funny. Yeah. So you've
No.
You cast the
Yeah,
spell.
I will send 2 meteors at these 2 lizards up here.
These ones.
Yep.
I would say you'd need to like move over here to see them to do that, but yeah, just
Oh, that's
because
fair.
like yeah, the rock face is blocking vision. But yeah, now you're good.
Actually, I'll even move over here, so I'm still like at the bottom of the rocks.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of tricky to see him there, but you can see some things. Say this one is the most obvious target from there.
Oh, this one here.
Oh, them. Yeah, you're good then. But
Yeah.
fire away.
Still need to give
Okay,
me a
dex
dex
saving
save
throws.
or take 12 fire damage, half on a
Gotcha.
success.
And they don't have resistance. I just want to point that out. Again.
I love this spell so much. It just turns you into like a machine gun, just throwing damage around.
15
I still
and
think it's an
21.
inferior fireball.
It's 50% more damage than a fireball, though. It's just less area.
Yeah, but
I can see both sides of it. It's less of an immediate like, vibe check, drops grenade type thing. But
yeah.
yeah, I get you.
It's all
And
about the alpha damage.
well,
Fireball kills as much as possible in as little time as possible, affecting the action economy versus I can make effectively AoE scorching rays over the next like 10 rounds.
He has some trauma from a player refusing to take fireball. But so they
I
both
have like
pass.
4 fucking arcane casters in my party, and not one of them is taking fucking fireball.
The trauma. All right. And they both take 6 fire damage because they passed, but that's still good. Uh, okay. And they're confused about the fire. And anything else? 'Cause I think that was your bonus action, right?
that is an action to cast it the first time.
Oh, right. Okay.
And
Gotcha.
that'll be it for that turn.
Gotcha. Okay. It is this one's turn. Things are shooting and or hitting it. It's going to, let's see. Let's see, Mirror Shy. Okay, yeah, so okay, good. It is removed. All right, so it's going to use Dazzling Display. And I need everyone who is each creature that can see the chroma lizard must make I need a con saving throw from all of everyone who can see it at the moment.
Oh boy.
As it blows up in light once again.
I hate you.
Pick past it. Actually, Purser, you can't see it, so you're good. It's
Oh,
this one. It's up
okay.
on the hill, so you're fine.
Even better.
I am using my inspiration to reroll that.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
15.
Yeah. So Lidger passes. I'm assuming the second set it looks like Big Boss
Yes, I
rerolled.
rerolled.
Yeah.
I rerolled, yeah.
So in that case, Bemmy, you're the only one who's blinded. From over here, we'll say you were like, you real quick just rubbed your, moved the goggles up real quick, just like they're sweating so bad. I hate these. And then
There's a smudge.
you look over just as a flashbang goes off. And blinded for the. And then it is going to run away and it's not going to disengage because it doesn't know it needs to. Like you punched it, but it's not smart enough to really associate you with those weird things. Uh, so you do get an attack of opportunity if you want there, Balthazar.
My rage only is when I'm attacking, actually.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, fair enough. Just over here. I mean, it kind of makes sense given the like pseudo magic nature of it. And then it's gonna
What are you, Dulcine from Street Fighter?
dash
What?
No, Jotaro.
Oh, all right.
dash to get over here because it's just trying to get away from like the things that are killing it. Like It's got crossbow bolts in it. It's got arrows in it. It doesn't know what's going on, and it's never experienced this. This one is going to. Yeah, you're vulnerable, but their pack animals are. It's going to keep going after big and edible here. All right. Dash to get over here. Yeah, yeah. And Lady Wayrub is going to continue prepared action for if anything runs at her. All right, Ludger, what would you like to do?
Okay, I am going to activate my lightning arrow for I think literally the first time this campaign.
Okay.
So then going to 15
I think it's an
right
action to
here.
cast it. Am I right in that, or is it it's a bonus action? Let me look. Lightning arrow, bonus action to cast. Nice. Okay, cool.
Okay, so with that now, I am going to shoot the Auroch. So
This
the
one, I
splash
imagine.
damage effect.
Yeah.
Yes, this
Okay.
one. So it hits all the lizards.
Oh, poor cow.
Uh,
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
it's I hate to do it to him, but besides, I bet Bemmy's going to be happy if we take it down.
Don't
So
forget that cow would eat everyone you. If he had a half a chance, that cow would eat you and everyone you love. Yeah.
okay, and that's unfortunate. There's no like easy way for me to like incorporate the actual attack. Just gonna have to roll. Any case, so I'm gonna shoot at the cow.
Yeah, it just says make
Twice.
attack rolls as normal, and then just roll the. We'll
Yeah,
make a little
yeah.
we'll make a little attack for you separately later on.
Okay, and so and I'm doing sharpshooter
Okay.
because why not? So because it does, it still does half damage on a mess. So, um,
The sharpshooter doesn't do. That's not added to the area effect.
oh,
That would
I
go
know it's
instantly.
not added, but it's still like I'm still doing lightning damage and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
I
shit.
gotcha.
So,
Okay, fair enough.
so 19, and yeah, that's definitely a miss. But that's okay. So let me just ignore the.
Standard damage.
Actually, I could just add superiority dice, and that. No, that's not how it works. I forgot. It's a 1 die 10. So 10. Plus. Yeah,
Lightning
10
damage is
plus.
4 die 8. Yeah.
Yeah. So 39. Yeah, 39 lightning damage
Okay.
to
So how do
the
you want to
Auroch.
do it to the poor Auroch, who is very dead? It was at 9.
Uh, like just giant arcs of electricity,
Yeah.
like fucking
Yeah.
everything up.
Yeah, yeah. There's just
And
explosion of lightning.
if I remember correctly, it's 2 die 8 on a hit, and it's halved if it's missed. So that's, I think the easier way to do that would just be rolling 3 die 8, if you don't mind,
Okay. Sure.
for all the surrounding lizards.
I gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sure.
So yeah, they all take 16 lightning damage.
Okay. They don't like that, and they're confused and upset.
Oh man, they should be happy that their prey's dead.
They're happy
Yeah,
about
but
that. Something
as
just
far as they're
like
concerned, we bit this thing and now we're electrocuted.
Oh, my bad. They have to make a deck save
okay.
for each of the ones. So
All right.
let me roll an additional 1 die 8, and then it's a deck save, which that's kind of one of those issues of I'm not sure what my save DC would be because I'm not a caster.
It should be a flat DC if it's coming from a magic item.
I might not have included it because it's a homebrew one. I think, Bemi, what's the DC on yours right now?
Mine is I get a spell save of 14.
14. Okay. Oh
Okay.
no, I was just like, I think
So
I included something on your thing, but maybe not.
For
Yeah, just
my bow.
yeah.
yeah,
Plus
We'll say it's 13 right now for your
yeah,
crossbow, and I'll change that if
yeah,
need be. But
yeah. 20. Yeah, 20 if they fail, 10 if they pass.
okay. Hey, I like that. Simple. So they two of them passed. These two passed. So it's there we go. For some reason, it was fighting me on that. Okay.
well, yes, no. For the bow, it's a DC 13 charisma check or saving throw.
All right. And this one took full damage. So that's simple. Yeah. Okay, and anything else?
Nope. That's it.
Cool, cool. All right. First time using it, it'll iron out a little bit. All right, Bemi, what would you like to do? You're currently. I just remembered. I'm sorry for laughing about that. Just the image of Bemi like taking his goggles off for a split second, so sweaty, and then you look over and the drow with sunlight sensitivity gets flashbang. So besides my cruel laughter, Bemi, what would you like to do?
Simply say I really don't like daytime, and then kind of I'm not gonna run or anything. I'm just gonna kind of feel my feel my way down here
Yeah, that's fair.
until it stops being so fuzzy, and yeah, just try to get my composure. We're like ugh, rub
The
my eyes.
pick you watch Bemi like slowly half stumble down the hill, like eyes weeping and
Poor
like
guy.
trying to see in front of. All right.
She will guide him with the mental voice if he's getting too close to walking into danger.
Yeah. Don't walk there. That's the edge of the cliff. Okay.
Too
Yeah.
close.
Oh, don't walk through those bushes either. They're thorns. Yeah, exactly. All right, Balthazar, what would you like to do?
Uh,
You're not blind,
keep going.
and you just saw like an explosion of, Ludger just fired an artillery round of lightning over here.
Keep going. Going
Fair
to
enough.
attack that one bottom left and flurry on top of it. So 20, 21,
Okay.
25, 17.
Okay, so you're just like standing on the edge of the cliff, just you're
On
not
an island.
actually within range of it because it's about 10 feet down, but like your arms can hit, but it can't hit you, just for clarity. But um, yeah, standing here and just wailing downwards on it. Uh, all right, all of those hit. Yeah,
27 force.
27, nice. Okay. All right, and if that is it, we will go to Pick. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Well, I think they're gonna probably leave us alone. But I'm gonna scoot forward and then meh. I think I'm just gonna scoot forward up to here and then ready my bow if they seem like they're gonna turn around and pay attention to us instead of the food.
Okay. And you're still up how many feet?
Yep, like 30.
30? Okay, gotcha. So I have a rough idea. There's only one relevant really, runs off screen, and this one runs off screen as well. Now it is this thing's turn. It's not at half yet, This is dead, but something's still attacking it. It's just gonna go for the closest thing. Yeah. I go up here. And it's not smart enough to shove you. It's just gonna try and bite and claw. Bite. Claw. Wow. Wow. Okay. Does a 7 hit twice? The sneaking suspicion, no. Alright. This one. Who you're currently punching in the back of the head. Sec. Oh, for some reason it didn't take the health off when I went to do that. There we go. Now you've successfully hit it properly. It can like see something up there, so it's gonna try and like kind of get up close enough so that it can bite at you. Bite and claw. Okay, there we go. 18 for 10 piercing, and then a nat 20 for 16 slashing. And yeah, Balthazar, that's total of
You, monk boy.
yeah, total of 26 damage that it inflicts on you. And then it's going to go to Purser's turn.
Okay. Purser surveys the field and confidently strides forward. He'll throw a fireball to hit these two lizards here, next to
Ooh.
Balthazar.
Gotcha. Okay.
Bam!
Dex save twice over. Gotcha. Dex. Okay. 2 fails. So
Awesome.
total 18
Team
fire.
fire damage to both.
That hurts. All right.
It's a lot of damage.
That is, yeah.
And then he will cast Firebolt on this closer one next to Balthazar.
Gotcha.
Does it have like a 5-foot radius? So theoretically, you could like double splash damage.
Yes, that's what I did.
He did. Yeah, he hit both. Yeah. Yeah, like cast it in the center
Okay.
here, and they both got it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So
That's a 25 to hit for 6.
yeah, that hits too. They have fire. No, they don't have fire resistance. All right. The
And,
pettiest shit ever. I assure you multiple times. It's fine, Dan. It doesn't have fire resistance. Before. All
That'll
right.
be it for me.
Cool. All right. They don't like that at all. This one is going to continue to run away. It's reached that point that it needs to flee. It's going to skedaddle. Dashes. It's good to go off screen. So this one. Yeah, I mean, it's getting hurt. Doesn't know what the target is, but they're pretty aggressive by nature, especially in packs. It's gonna go after Purser. It's gonna dash over here, try and put the noms on.
Can I take that held action to shoot?
Yeah,
Since
sure.
it did turn around.
Yep.
It's a quick pew pew. I'll
Okay,
just...
1 sec. D100. 31. That does not hit. But if it makes you feel better.
Oh wait, I didn't move.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep. With a 20, and you get your sneak. Or wait, can you get it on a reaction? I think you
don't
can.
know.
It was a held action?
I'm checking. I've never done this interaction before. It's never come up.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna look up what its crit fail bite got it. 31. Let's see.
A bit tongue.
Oh, that would be
really bad for
terrible.
these guys. They got some teeth. All right, critical fumble melee. Natural.
Think about how horrible it is with my weak, stupid human teeth.
Yeah.
We have decent bite. Okay. Flip up. Okay, so all right. Let's see. You know what? I feel okay. This kind of fits. They can run on the hind legs, but they seem more comfortable on all fours. It's just they do that for a burst of speed. This one, it stumbles as it's running forward and slams into the ground, falling prone as it skids to a halt in front of you, Purser. Let's see here.
So it's a bonus action. You give yourself advantage on your next attack roll this turn. So
Okay.
no.
Okay. Well, if it makes you feel better, its next attack, it gets up and takes a swing at you, but it's still thrown off by the fact that it just ate dirt. So neither of its attacks hit Purser. So your shot goes a little wide. We'll say your shot went wide because it fucking fell over while it was running. Very like Three Stooges. Yeah. All right. So that it's luckily it's too dumb to be embarrassed. All right. It is Lady Wayrub's turn.
Not for long. Casts Awaken.
Oh God, I just need you to know your shame.
Before you fireball
It's not
it,
about
yeah.
the action economy. It's about
It's
sending
about
a
sending a
message.
message.
Lady Wayrub sees a giant like dinosaur lizard thing run at you, Purser, and she is going to try and close the distance here. She's gonna dash so that she can help you because yeah, you seem pretty wizardish. She knows how wizards typically do. Like she's
I mean,
seen you do a lot of frontline stuff, but at the same time,
Yeah, look, she's watched me fight
she
and
has.
die
She
a
has.
lot.
Yeah, that's probably the part she's trying to prevent. Like, all right, Ludger. I'm assuming there'll be some artillery cannon stuff happening.
Yes,
We could
I'm
center it
just
on
weighing on
Balthazar.
whether, as I said, I'm weighing on whether or not I should aim directly for them to go for like before die, or if I should aim behind them, and have my damage, but like
Yeah,
not electrocute the shit out of Balthazar. Because if
It's
I do my
same.
action surge, that's 16 die 8 lightning.
Okay, I got a deck save.
I'll be
All
fine.
right,
I have evasion.
I
I have evasion. If it's a deck save, I'm good.
I action surge.
All right.
Do it
With
again. Double lightning bolts.
Okay, these first two are aiming for the one on the left.
All right.
So let's,
That's un
you
cool.
know, again, sharpshooter. So, um, boom, 16.
That hits actually.
That's a mess.
Yeah, that one's a
So
fail.
that's, let's go for 6 die 8. And the one on the right. Okay, so 6 die 8 plus 2 additional 2 die 8s from the future splash. So that's 10 die 8 for the one on the left.
Okay.
And on the right, god damn it. A fucking course.
I mean, on the upside, even if you directly hit Balthazar, it's not going to be that different. All right, 58 or 56. Let me look. And just roll damage and let me know when you get that. All right. Ranged weapon attacks. Where is it here? So 56. Critical misses. Shooting ranged weapons. 56. Oh, okay. That's not so bad. 10 feet. And roll a second attack. So just pick a number between 1 and 4, Balthazar.
Me or Balthazar?
Balthazar. Father Sam, you with us?
What do you do to me?
Well, just pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
3. Okay. And Ludger, roll another attack for the net one.
Should've-
No fucking way.
You should have rolled. You should have just
Whoa.
shot the dish with the fucking lightning.
Well, it was gonna hit this one, but you could only do
We all just explode like the Death Star. Eberron is gone.
Okay, we're gonna switch tables. All right, weapon attack, range.
The
weapon.
fabric of reality tears, and it folds in onto itself. The campaign is over. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen.
All right, so okay, so that's not so bad. So disadvantage on your next attack roll against any target this turn. Your next turn. There you go. You're on your first attack disadvantage. All right.
Well, I have one. I have one more.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Then.
Because the action surge.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay, cool.
But it's not
I
a nat
fucking
one.
missed.
Okay.
Done that one.
Okay, so let me
You
do
got another
the
nat
math.
one, man. I'd be like, kind of want to give you a reward somehow for that.
Okay, doing the math. So it's 2 half damage on that one. So 4d8 plus additional 4d8 from a splash damage. So okay, so the one to the left gets 10 die 8 plus 10 because of all
Sharpshooter. Yep.
the one sharpshooter that hit. So boom.
So 32.
Actually, uh,
Oh no, wait. That's only
yeah,
6 dice.
yeah, 32, and this is the stuff I can make via the deck save for.
Okay. Do a
Boom.
deck save. Let's see. They both failed. Okay.
Okay, so the one on the left takes 32, 46 lightning damage. The one on the right takes this is they take 13 plus they take because again they failed 13 plus 18, that's 31 lightning damage. And now it's time for Balthazar to start making his
How do you want to
rolls
do that
because
for the second one there? Because that one was very bad.
uh like wild arcs of electricity, you can see like brief moments of seeing that skeleton.
Yeah, Q Marv from Home Alone 2. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And for Balthazar, there we go. That's not too horrible. It's 22 if he fails and 11 if he 11 if he passes.
And what's the save?
13. Dex 13.
13 dex.
Hmm.
Fun fact:
Yeah, if it meets, it beats. So you just
I
pass.
have evasion, so I take nothing.
Ah, there you go. Look at that. You just, you know what? We'll say rather than you dodge the lightning, it's just you know enough. You reach out and you grab the tree. You ground yourself. That's or you know what? Better yet, you do the Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You jump in. You know, if you're jumping in the air when the lightning hits, then you know it's not gonna shock you.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
That's how it works. They said it on Always Sunny. Um,
You know, they said a lot of things on that show.
right, yeah, and it's all correct. You know, it's you burn the trash and the smoke goes up and makes more stars.
So, anyways,
Pepe
you eat
Sylvia.
you you huff the glue and then you eat the cat food.
Yeah, you get
You
real
feel so sick
dizzy.
that you just want to go to sleep.
All right, that's a good note. Anything else, Lidger?
Nope. That's my round.
Okay, Femi, what would you like to do? You are no longer
Am I?
blind. Your, your vision comes back painfully, but it's there.
Can I see? Yeah, I can see him. I'll even move. Let's see, I was here. 10. All right, 35.
You can see this guy
Just to
very
be
easily.
sure. Not, yeah, all right.
Longbow, I think you're within range there.
Yeah.
So is the one on the left bloodied after taking 46 lightning damage?
Oh yeah, sorry. It's
No,
it's
all of his
very
wounds
bloody.
have been.
I was about to say, like,
All
if
of his
this
wounds have
demotion
been
changes
cauterized. So no.
He's
All
in
Yeah,
right.
very bad shape.
no, that lizard, he jumped in the air.
Okay.
I will burn a level 1 spell slot and put Hunter's Mark on this guy.
Okay.
And then I get to shoot twice. It's
Okay.
hit. 18 hit?
Yes, it is. Both of those hit.
All right.
Unless you have the nat
Skadoosh
1 for some reason.
and skadoosh. Wow. Well, speaking of.
Well, makes you feel better. You only got the first nat 1 technically for the sneak. You didn't get any sneak for the second
I know I got that, but
one.
all right. So far, 24 plus
Bet.
28 and
Okay.
31.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
You.
I have Piercer. I can re-roll. No, that's piercing damage. It's not the sneak. Never mind. It's all right.
Fair enough. It's looking in bad shape. Balthazar, what'd you like to do? This thing is like it's twitching whenever it tries to move. It's in very, very bad shape.
How about 17 damage?
How would you like to do it? It was a 10.
I smash him.
It's just these like ethereal giant hands reach out and just like King Kong it, and it's dead. All right, fair enough.
I move down. I flank. I flurry.
Okay. Oh, look at that. All right. All right.
And damage.
And damage. Very good. Very good. Doesn't like that. This whole situation is not good. Cool. What would you like to do?
Dead. Albeit for me.
Pick.
All right.
There is one left alive that isn't currently like fled off screen. It's over here.
Yeah, we're gonna give it the old pew.
It's looking nervous as much as a giant lizard can.
Ooh.
That hits. Ah, nice. Yeah, geez. Okay. All right. 20 damage flat. And yeah, it's still up, but it's looking really bad.
Poor
Anything
thing.
else?
Nope. Just poor thing.
Yeah, he's just beast. This would be
They
a
are just-
fantastic campaign for druids because you're seeing all kinds of shit that is not part of the official. Like these are beasts. You could do all kinds of crazy shit. All right. Let's see. He's dead. Purser, what would you like to do?
Purser is going to continue throwing fireballs.
Yeah.
And
Sounds like a Purser thing to do.
I'm going to throw my last 2 at the lizard in front of me.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, dex save. 2 dex saves. Won't. All right, let's see what we get. I didn't close it. Oh, okay. Pass and pass. Nice.
No, it's just 1 save.
Oh, just 1 save. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Passed. Kafoof.
Okay.
So wait,
And
is half damage on that, right?
yeah, it's half damage.
Okay, he's still alive.
And then I'll cast it again. Make another
This
6
poor thing.
meteors and throw 2 of them.
Okay, so without rolling any damage, let's pretend it was at 1. How would you like to do it?
See, I'm just rapid fire throwing little fireballs. Just pew 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 pew, and it's like getting blasted back, bah, 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 and then it falls over.
Yeah, fair enough. Just it is badly burnt, and with that, other than some smoldering underbrush, there is nothing left alive in the immediate vicinity. And you guys have a dead, several-ton elephant-sized auroch here, and the bodies of three of these chroma lizards, which their hide, Lady Wayrope would point out, is extremely valuable, and can be like the any leather made from that, if they can keep, if you work to keep the reflective elements of the scales, can be used very easily to make magical items, with illusionary properties.
Let's give it a shot.
So the
I
question
don't mind trying to
is,
skin it.
like, do we get a bonus for spiritually punching and electrocuting the fuck out of them, or would that do more damage?
Um, I'm confused. Like, more damage to the skin. I'm confused.
But yeah, the skin.
Okay,
I think
no,
he's saying
it's
that we didn't use slashy.
well, yeah. The skin it's a little charred at some points, but it's still perfectly usable. It's like bigger than a horse, so yeah. There's a lot of skin to get off them.
Did
And
he want help?
What's your survival at?
7.
Oh, you got me by 1. You got me by 1. Fine, I'll assist.
I'll cast
It's group
guidance.
effort.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'll say one check for the lizards and then one check for the auroch. 25. Yeah, you're able to get as much as could be reasonably gotten off the lizards. You have 3 huge, incredibly reflective hides.
It is like meat tarp.
It
Wet
is like
skin
meat
tarp.
It's like a natural meat mirror.
Ew.
That's
Yeah.
scary. I guess
Actually,
Mima might be here.
yeah, like Bemi, you look in it for a minute, and you see Mima is like doing her usual, out of the corner of your eye, and then she looks around and gets a very upset look on her face and leaves the reflection. And yeah, with a 23, you're able to get this one. It took a little more damage because there's chunks of it torn out with claws and fang. But you're able to get enough auroch leather off for several sets of armor if you wanted to put it together. It's just naturally really tough leather. It actually has like you have to sharpen your knife several times as you're cutting it. It's a lot like cutting Kevlar. Honestly, it's just really rough to cut. But yeah.
She's blowing bubbles by the end of it.
Yeah, it is hot out here. That combined with it's a lot of work, and plus the image of Kick crawling along an elephant-sized carcass cutting is like it's like those. It reminds me of like when you see the little oxpeckers, like sitting on the edge of like
Yeah.
crocodile mouths and things like that. Um, but yeah, you're able to like shear it off. You need some people to help you like hold on to it as you cut it loose. But yeah, you have 3 large-sized hides of chroma lizards and a full, we'll say about 80% of the hide of an adult auroch.
This is so much meat. It is a shame we cannot bring it back to Mishann.
And
Give
yeah,
me
and as far as
some.
meat goes, there's a ton of meat still left there. That was just the hide.
We could probably stop and try a bunch.
Smoke it over the day.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that sounds like a good idea.
And
I'll
Purser
start
can make
getting
a
some
lot of
ranches.
really hot smoky fire.
That's true.
This will be fun. Pick like immediately flies over and begins cutting it into strips.
Lady Wayrub, for her part, like kind of glances up at the sun through her like her goggles. Seems a little impatient, but you guys, you're gonna get there in a day, and you'll have 2 days to wait. So she's not super impatient. The ship won't be
I-
there for 5 days. It's a 3-day trip, so you're good.
Yeah, we
But in
could
that
even stop
case,
and do the camping here while we process it, and then
yeah.
Yeah.
head the rest of the way there.
I assume that's what you're doing. Yeah, it's not a problem in any way. I will say that after a couple hours, the smoke helps clear a lot of things away. But after a couple hours, you
Oh,
see
actually,
like, yeah,
oh, I
yeah,
can use Gulder's Tower to make an empty room to use as a smokehouse.
yeah, that's true. You, like make it at the top this time or something, so it's not filtering up. But yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. Let's see.
Yes.
Uh,
I was
but
about to say we put it at the bottom, and then like the next day, yeah, kind of sad. My whole party got TPK'd. Was it like a bad boss fight? No, smoke inhalation.
Send the rats.
what? Yeah. I told them I
Wait,
could retcon it, but they weren't hearing it. They're saying, nope,
They
it makes sense to you.
no, it was carbon monoxide poisoning. They had no choice. I
Yeah.
just killed
The
Uh,
dice spoke.
The
yeah.
silent
I mean
killer.
that
them. They
I mean
forgot
I'm
about
not gonna
the
lie.
batteries.
I've been that much of a stubborn jackass before for games. Like I've almost killed characters because, as Scott could attest to, the rat runs over and turns the knob.
I was gonna
No,
say the
no,
rat
he
opened the
fucking
door.
doesn't, DM. I don't care if that means the rats swarm me. That rat doesn't open the goddamn door. So, yeah, I've been there. Uh, let's see.
Just the straight up bullshit claim. Yes.
Where is it?
to be fair, it wasn't a knob. It was like a latch that it threw its weight on.
Uh-huh.
We were elite rats. They're
That's the
clearly.
hill I'm willing to die on for, DM. Like, I don't fucking care. You heard me. Did I stutter? All right.
No, man, it was trained just like that one on Mouse Hunt. You know that movie with. Yeah.
Oh my god, I
uh,
forgot that existed. You just threw me back to the fucking 90s. Like, Jesus.
You're welcome. You're
it
welcome.
Oh my
wasn't that. It was
god.
only 10 years ago. Shut the fuck up.
It was 2000. I thought that movie came out in 2003.
Maybe it was
Mouse
the
Hunt?
early aughts.
So,
I
was
But
that
don't
I
the one?
know.
feel like I watched it when I was a child because I
That was the
remember
Mouse
one
the.
Hunt with
with
Nathan Lane. I saw that when I was in second grade.
no. What was the
1997.
what was the rat movie? Was it the one with Gunnery Sergeant Hartman?
Stuart Little.
No. There was a movie with a guy who can control rats. All that. His boss
Oh,
is a
Robert or
bull
something like that.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
You think about
Anyways, slight aside.
I'm tired.
It was
While you
Willard.
guys,
That was it.
yes, Willard. While you guys are doing this, I feel like this could be an almost in character thing. It's just something like slightly more relevant. The Corvarians arguing about a relevant clay. I don't know. Their
Pick
favorite
is
scenes.
arguing passionately with it, having no idea what it is.
That means
Yeah,
that
their
means going crazy about how dangerous the rats can be.
their favorite scenes in the late count. But let's see here. Yeah, you guys see what did put it there? Uh like after a couple hours of like carving this up, it takes some time to like really like carve up something elephant size plus the are you trying to get any of the meat off the lizards or no lizard meat for you?
Can.
If lizard meat is good, Pick is getting it.
No, we do not waste.
Um
We do not waste. We do not
it's
waste. We will at least.
Yeah,
it's a
we do
taste.
not waste.
It's a taste.
I mean, we can drag those off to the side and give some back to the jungle. Like,
Okay.
See jungle
Yeah.
anywhere around here? I ain't see no jungle.
The
other things must eat
Badlands
too.
are happy about that because as you guys are there, some like at first glance, these are the first like I would say the first actual canines you've seen on these islands start kind of eeling out of the grass. Um And for her part, like Lady Wayrub just looks, wary but a little bit dismissive towards them, and names them in Elvish. The name translates as Scorch Runner Jackals. Which, one sec here. Let me get the name here.
They also live here. We have been pretty destructive to the forest.
And they are unique in that they look fairly typical, if not for the two like bulbous, like fiery growths coming out of their backs.
Fiery ghosts?
Growths. Apologies.
Okay.
Let me put
Oh
this
god, they're
here.
haunted!
It's like really struggling trying to picture that.
Let me put the image up.
Possessed fire jackals? What the heck?
They are, and it like they're just trying to get as close as they can to the kills as possible, and basically just like grab a bit and back up quickly.
I'm
They're
planning
just
to
treating.
give them a whole lizard.
Yeah, let them take
Yeah,
the lizards.
that
That's-
like if you
feed
guys
the
don't
nature.
make any move to stop them, they're very happy to just like quickly engulf one of these and pretty quickly reduce it down to the bones. Like
They can
um,
have all three.
Yeah.
as they're eating, there's like the sizzling smell of meat. Like they're basically cooking it as they eat it. You see one of them yawns and like a tongue of flame comes out.
Cute.
Yeah, they're kind of cute. What is it? The North American woodland puppy or something? The dogs are free. Just go out into the woods. They're
No
a
one
little
can stop
aggressive.
you. You can take as many as you want.
But yeah, they very quickly like just start reducing these down, and you have a pack of jackals nearby that seem more interested in the easy meal than attacking you, which is good.
Yep.
And
Guys.
I'm not even gonna make you do checks for it. You have two genuine experts. You're able to get I mean, if you spend the rest of the day, like, you know what, roll me uh 4 die 12s. Whoever wants to. I don't care who.
What is it?
Four die
4d12.
Okay.
4d12s.
Are you doing it, Boomy? Yeah.
Boop.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay. So you get 20 rations out of it. The smoking process goes a little sideways a couple times, but in that day, you're able to get 20 rations of smoked roch meat, which is surprisingly, it's a little tough, but other than that, it just tastes like very flavorful beef, honestly.
All right.
Probably make actual steaks out of the stuff. Some of the stuff we're not smoking just for fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, your
Have a
day's
nice
rations
dinner.
are covered
Have a nice
completely.
dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can pack the rest up and bring it back to Mishann.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's a kind of a barbecue type day. Lady Wayrub is happy to like. Surprisingly, she does know a little bit about grilling. Just because it's apparently like it's not necessarily a high status thing, but it's not unheard of, and she went out of her way to learn a lot of different things. So she knows a little bit about grilling and helps with some of the like how to use some of the native spices you guys still have from your vicious abuse of that one merchant in Biapokol's spice rack. Um, Yeah, you have a fine meal, and the day goes by without any further incidents. And you
Cool.
guys can set up for the evening. You guys, I imagine you're doing the usual nighttime watch thing.
We very
So,
rarely won't, I think.
yeah, I want to assume. So if I could get a perception check with advantage from Pick and then Bemi, as per the custom. Actually, it's this one. I feel like the lounge was the trade away.
I made chili and cornbread today, and I'm picking it. Dishes are finally dry.
There there you go. Yes, and unlike the picture, this one's at just the top floor this time. All
Thank
right.
God I have advantage.
Yeah, Christmas. Um, yeah, you look out across they're called the Badlands, but you can see it starts to get green, like as you get closer to the coast. It's still not lush in any way that you're used to, but it doesn't have this like burnt look to it that you feel like this area typically has. So that'll be nice. You'll be getting into a bit more of a green area. But other than that, nothing really noteworthy happens.
Excellent time to watch Purser TV.
Oh yeah, you tag out with Bemmy.
Yep.
Creep into Purser's room.
One of
and-
these days he's gonna cast Mind Blank. Just to see what happens.
She's gonna be so sad. It's like when you see like they trick little kids or whatever, and they like open a box and there's nothing in it, and they just sit there and stare at it, and then they like look at all the adults in the room, and then they look back in the box like, what?
Yeah. Or like the video of like 2 or 3-year-olds who like they go over and like check the box. It's actually the same reaction parrots have, where like the parrots go over and are like kind of insulted. They look down in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. With a 21, Bemmy, you don't notice anything inside, but you do hear a lot of shuffling outside, and what sounds like several, like almost coughing, rasping growls, and the sound of something very big being dragged.
All right, I'm gonna peek and just see what it is.
Okay. You peek out and you see a large dinosaur, as you were taught to call them, along with several smaller ones. They look to be the same type. Are like viciously tearing chunks out of the lizards and what's left of the uh, elephant-sized bovine that, like, even with a day, there's no way you completely broke that thing down.
Yeah.
They're just feasting. But luckily, they don't seem to be paying any mind to your tower unless you start shooting them, I guess.
Nope. That's okay. They can. Coyotes need to eat too.
Yeah,
No, they
these are
don't.
bigger than coyotes, but yeah,
You know what I mean.
the coyotes were earlier today. Those are scorch runner jackals.
That's fair.
Yeah, these are more like not quite T-Rexes, but pretty close. They're ripping away, but yeah, they
Nature
eat
is
their fill.
beautiful.
Yeah, they eat their fill and then leave.
It's a circle of life.
Over there, that part of the land, that's really dangerous. Everything will eat you. And over here, they're different animals, but they'll also all eat you. And and don't even get me started about over here.
I feel
Stay
like
in the
that'll be
D&D.
Purser's report back to home.
It's
But this
not
place,
far
it's
off.
hot, it's wet, and it's like the equivalent of whatever their Australia is. Everything wants to kill you, everything wants to eat you. Even your tears aren't safe.
It's
This is
Cendric.
the Australia.
Yeah, Cendric is Eberron, Australia. Like
Oh god,
he's in like New Zealand. Yeah.
this poor boy.
Didn't even want to be here. I'm just following orders.
But yeah, sun rises on the next day.
Hold on a sec. I'll be right with you.
Yeah, no problem. And let me go up here. Okay. So yeah, the sun rises on the next day, and you guys, it seems like, given that like all but the Orrock's carcass are just completely gone, like whatever it was literally dragged away, the lesser bodies to just like break open for marrow or something. Seems like a very active ecosystem, we'll call it. But on the upside, it seems like local wildlife has very little interest in you guys at the moment. And on the third day of travel, near the end of the day, actually, give me a survival check just to see if the time you're making, because I forgot to do it for the second day.
Femi, you want to help?
I think he BRB'd,
Oh,
but
he went
I know him.
AFK.
He'll help. Yeah, with the 21, you're able to stay on track. You wouldn't really lose your path because it's just going in a certain direction. You're going to hit coast. It's just a matter of like how timely you are. But yeah, third day of travel, the end of it, as the sun's setting, you hit the rocky cliffs of the northwest shore. Northwest shore. They have a like they're kind of startlingly strange. They look like countless hexagonal pillars, like melded together. If anyone's seen the Giant's uh, Causeway, they look like that. Um, the strange formation seems to continue in either direction for miles along the cliffs. Lady Wayrub pulls out her map and begins murmuring to herself as she looks at it and does her best to remember the exact location of Elra. And so she's going to give us a history check. Let's see what she gets.
I'll hit her with guidance.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Should be able to get it. She's good at these, but you know how that works. All right.
Best to make sure.
Named NPCs, Drow, Sulatar. There she is. All right, history. History plus 8. 24 plus 4. Wow. Okay, 28. Okay, so yeah, she's able to find it pretty quickly. And as you approach, you see why she really had to work on finding it. Because you guys are walking along for a while, and she keeps checking. She says, "Ah, there we are." And she's pointing at another part of this strange rock face. There's nothing there. And she, impatiently kind of, shakes her head when you point that out, leads you forward until you're right, pretty much standing on the edge of the cliff, and starts gingerly climbing down, gesturing for you guys to follow her. If you go slow, there's no need for a check.
Okay, then we go slow.
I mean, just
Yeah.
figured it. For those of you who fly, it's probably more comical that look how hard they have to work. It's adorable. But
I mean, Pick watching Purser go through the jungle at the very beginning of the campaign lives rent free in my head.
yeah.
Should have been born with fucking wings.
Can't fly
Well,
like a
just that
normal
he was like full paladin when we were chasing the gentle bellows, and he was like
Yep.
having to slug through the mud and didn't even have like the drow abilities that they have and the shoes or movement or anything. She's like, they are just. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen.
It's like they're born crippled. Yeah. But so as
But
you
I can
guys go
throw
down,
fireballs with my mind, and that makes up for it.
as you guys climb down, there's you literally pass through a certain point where you're climbing down onto seemingly a kind of straight rock face to a weather-beaten series of giant buildings built directly into the cliffside. And it's literally, for those of you who are looking down, you pass through what seems to be just a very, say, solid, but a firmly in place illusion that just kind of masks the entire um, series of structures. Whatever, a little smaller than a settlement, but whatever it is. School apparently at one point. And ironically, especially going slow, climbing is easier than most rock climbing here because the hexagonal shaped rocks just make it kind of simple to find makeshift stairs as long as they're broken off at certain points. So you're able to sort of skitter downwards until you get there. The ruin itself looks to be in pretty rough shape compared to many of the others you've seen. The sea has worn away enough of the cliff since it was built that several of the most of the giant buildings you've seen this far north have a very stylized, brutalist, blocky design to them. The southern giant groups definitely had a more, we'll say, kind of gothic look to the way they built. Whatever group was in the north here tended to build very Soviet brutalist. So just imposing solid structures. And um, like that has helped these endure even with the rough weather, being on a cliffside, but they're still in bad shape. Without the illusion of hiding it, this ruin would just be comically visible from any passing ship. You see the front of several buildings has tumbled into the waters below. Um, uh, Arilla is more like a single fort than a proper village or town. One central building connected to about a dozen smaller ones via carefully carved paths in the cliffs. Nearly all of the smaller buildings have fallen into the sea, and the central one has lost the entire front wall to the encroaching sea. Um, Even with all of this, the central building is still about 150 feet tall, reaching the same height as the highest of the cliff tops. You can just see it sort of built in. And it looks like it has about 5 floors, not counting any that were dug into the rock itself. Um, the ruin seems largely free from wildlife, with the illusion apparently keeping away most of the seabirds who would normally just seize something this size as a rookery within a year, let alone thousands of years. Uh, and Anywhere in the main building, as you're kind of like at the highest point because you climb down into it, anywhere of these offers just a beautiful view of the coast and ample space to set up camp.
Hmm.
And One sec here. I'm just gonna do this thing. There it is. Okay. Pick. You have a sense of something.
A sense of something?
A sense of something, indeed. I
Less
PM'd
spooky?
you.
Okay.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I got lemonade and then proceeded to forget how to drink, apparently.
Ah, it's hard.
Can't breathe lemonade. It's tough.
Mistake.
Yeah, that's
All right, we're at the Royal Academy.
Pick would tell everyone that it's important that we are respectful here, that there is a spirit. It does not seem very angry, but they are never completely safe, and especially when they are tied to the ancients. Perhaps after sunset, I would be able to draw it out to speak.
Is it a giant or an elf?
My counter offer force damage.
But I do not know if it is elf or giant, but fighting it is stupid. Looks him directly in the face.
Punch you in the face.
so.
Punch
If
goes.
She
this
shakes her
leads,
head.
you might not be able to reach him.
Yeah,
That's a
ghosts
long way
do
to
be
reach.
doing stuff.
Yeah.
Spirits
But
that old shouldn't be trifled with. Unless you are sure of being able to banish them.
I
It
can
is
kill a
not.
ghost, but if it ain't gonna hurt us, then
It does not seem angry like some do, or crazy.
Yeah. We should be fine to let it be then. Unless it is a direct danger to ourselves or others.
But yeah, the sun is already setting here, and it's a matter of just, I imagine, just like this is a wide enough space, and just plop tower down.
Yeah.
But for once, you could also just set up regular tents. You're imagine the front half of a castle falls off, and like all the levels and rooms are exposed. That's basically what this looks like. So you would actually be out of the elements even without your usual tower, but I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to go with the tower route.
My tower comes with a bed and a bath.
That's true. You can set up your tower. There's no issue. A giant special, like even after all this, the these floors, like every floor was built to hold like a lot of giants all at once. A tower's weight is not going to compromise any structural integrity. But yeah, the sun slowly sets as several moons come out, and the ring of Sibiris becomes visible.
Pick will spend that time getting whatever traditional offerings She doesn't know the old ones, obviously, but
Yeah, it's it's one of those things where like offerings are good if you know the particular spirit, but they're just as varied as people. Not everyone likes the same
yeah.
gifts. Um, Typically, it's just there's a series of words that you say, enter into a certain mindset, and use a charge from Whales of the Grave, and you're able to at least draw
Okay.
one out if it's willing to talk.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
And she would ask the group what they usually want to know what our intentions are. What should I say?
We're simply
help?
waiting for our ship
Yeah.
Books.
and passing the time.
Want to see these sick ass books.
Yeah, if there's any knowledge, you can ask about that. All kinds of stuff. But yeah, that's fair. So the constant sea breeze calms and the air becomes still as something begins to take form in front of Pick specifically. I imagine the party's either behind or around her or whatever. Uh, this vague, misty outline slowly solidifies with a pained yell. Standing more accurately, floating in front of you is a giant woman in a set of robes and shawl that were probably very colorful when she was alive. Now they have the same gray and white coloration as the rest of her form. She's a little under 20 feet, but only by a foot or so. She has matronly features and a confused expression as she looks down at Pick. And she says, her voice sort of echoing a little bit. Who are you? What's going on? Where are the children?
I am Pyrrhic Cha, and I am a guardian of the southern tribes. And I sensed that you were here, and perhaps in distress or need of help. And we came to rest here, and I wish to seek your permission.
This is. You want to just rest? This is a school. It's not a boarding place, and you're one of the smaller folk. Are you? She seems to be kind of
Yes,
squinting, like she can't see you very well.
yes. This was
Are
a
you?
school many, many years ago, but the children have all moved on from here. It is perhaps something to consider that if you wish help with, I would do. You are
She
stuck here as
looks
well.
like for a brief instant she has an absolutely horrified / furious look on her face when you see the children are gone. She says, no, they were around. I'm the teacher for the youngest, and I help the little ones. They're not they're not gone. Where are they? And she seems to be like, she doesn't seem to give you the impression that she knows really what's going on. Like, you're not sure she's seeing what you're seeing when she looks around, which is pretty common for
Yeah.
spirits, especially ones this old.
We'll say, if you may, what year is it?
Year,
As
it's
giants.
They did not have the same
it's
calendar that we did.
yeah, like and she seemed to be trying to remember, but she has another like moment of just horror. I don't remember. What year is
It
it?
is okay. It has been very long. The children are safe. They have lived their lives and grown. You have become a spirit now. And you are doing
No,
you are
no,
you are
that's not right. That's
you are
not
still
right.
dedicated to your work. I understand. It is because you cared greatly for them.
And yeah, give me a persuasion check because she's starting to get pretty upset about this talk that she's dead. That's crazy talk.
Get some guidance. I'm not very good at persuasion.
Yeah.
You should look at Purser like, help.
Help.
Still not very great.
So okay. So with an 11,
That
you get the
that
impression
tracks.
she doesn't believe you at all for this. She just
Let's use the inspiration I got. I want to
that's
fight an
fair.
angry spirit and I want to help her.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh my god.
What?
Are we just cursed today?
Okay. Well,
So
okay.
we don't piss off a giant, probably very strong wizard spirits. Someone else give her
Well,
inspiration. Mine's gone.
they are transferable. Um,
I
uh,
already used mine.
um,
Did I have the
yeah,
one I started with and then the additional one, or do you just get to have
sure,
one?
sure. Why not? Well, you know what? Why not? Well,
Let's pray. For the love of God. At least that's
Wow.
I'm here to help. Go fuck yourself. I'm
okay.
Got another donation.
Okay. All right.
Dear. Pull
So,
yourself
fourth
up by
chime's
your
a fucking
bootstraps.
charm. I got another donation.
I don't know. I think the only one who could help is Purser. It's up to him if he wants.
No, I thought
Can
someone
I
said it.
aid? Can I aid an
No,
action
he
of
was
mine
asking
quickly?
for one. He was like,
Oh.
anyone. Yeah.
I have
So-
not used my I haven't used my inspiration this game. So
okay. You could give it to her if you wanted.
if you can try this, but this is it. This is it.
I
I'll
don't
shoot
know,
it.
guys.
I'll shoot it.
I just
So
Nope, not today.
is the giant getting like clearly agitated?
She doesn't look thrilled about this. Is like you're you're trying to upset her. She feels like it looks so she looks like a confused school teacher, and she's getting increasingly upset that you're talking about like she's dead and her children have moved on. That's awful. Why would you suggest the children are dead and have moved on?
I
Like,
didn't say they were dead. I said they grew up.
it's just yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but like, and talking about anybody being dead, especially her, is just she doesn't. It would
So
have been she would have
Purser.
believed
Oh,
you if not
sorry.
for that role series. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. So Purser has been standing like to the side and slightly behind Pick this whole time, and as the giant's getting like agitated and possibly angry with us, he just quietly draws his wand from his belt and casts banishment on the ghost.
Oh, okay.
Oh, rude.
Sure. All right. I'll have her do the same then. Okay. Charisma saving throw. All right. Okay.
Damn
Well,
it.
she's rolling worse than you guys. So with a Pain DL, she seems to like, for a moment, her features become completely haggard, and you see like she looks almost skeletally thin, and there's like blood soaking her hand. She looks, and she screams in pure pain and horror for a split second before she is forcibly dispelled and sent away. Um, and
Pick is like,
that
I'm sorry. I
that
tried.
really hurt. But like Pick, there was a certain amount of you like keeping her manifested. That was a physical kick to the brain. It felt like to have her
Ow.
forcibly displaced like
Ow.
that.
I wanted to help her. It just wasn't going good.
We can't help everyone, and even this may not have helped. Depending on how close her ties with this place are, she'll be back very, very soon.
I think she is very close with this place. She was a teacher and this was a school. She taught
So-
the smallest.
Out of character, Sam. That interpretation is up to you on whether ghosts count as native.
Yeah, that is one of those things I was just thinking about. That. Let's see. In this
'Cause
particular instance,
Yeah, my ruling there is if they're ghosts that have moved from Doler,
they get sent
then
back.
right. But if
Right.
they're ghosts that maybe because Doler was remote and they just stuck around, they never
Yep.
left, so they're still native.
It's
So it's up to you.
it's still a native fragment, especially with how vague Eberron is about, soul elements. I would say you can feel through the spell she's probably going to come back fairly promptly.
Yeah, prepare yourselves. I don't know what she'll be capable of, but she's coming back.
We should probably move If we could. I don't want to hurt her. I would rather help her, even if I have to come back later.
Very well.
I respect the dead. And she was a teacher. She does not deserve our violence.
And okay, yeah. So if you guys like retreat to the tower, or just a hiding spot or whatever, um, and when the spell runs out or when you let it break, um, the ghostly form seems to coalesce and like reappear very rapidly. But you see her form immediately like falls to where her knees would be, and like hands and knees on the stone type thing, gasping for air in breaths that leave no impact, and is looking around, wide, pupilless eyes, terrified, as
Oh,
she seems to quickly try and hover into the many rooms and passages of this ruin.
poor thing. It's the first time you've probably seen Pick very sad.
Yeah. Um,
These are the worst kind of ghosts to deal with.
I don't know where she was. The older they are, the more confused they are sometimes.
I have to say I prefer the, and he like mimes clawing motions with his hands, the screamy ones.
When they are already, their mind is already gone.
I don't feel as bad when I have to hurt them.
She nods.
yeah, you have your tower for the night and um, a ghost somewhere in the ruins. Do you want to do your usual night watch, or what do you want to do? I guess I should have clarified
Well,
there.
yeah, absolutely. The night watch.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Um, okay. So the
Oh,
usual thing. Pick if I could get a perception check with
I'm just
advantage because of
damned today.
Wow.
I'm just damned today.
thing.
I
Well,
did good for like
you
skinning
did good
stuff,
for
and
a
that was
while.
about it.
Yeah, you did good for a while, but yeah, those are rough rolls. It happens, sadly.
She's
Uh,
distracted. It's okay. It makes sense.
yeah, there we
She's
go. Yeah,
Pearl
that's
is just watching the ghost the entire time. It isn't able to help you. She's like tracking her through walls.
that's fair. Yeah, the woman for her part isn't being particularly subtle. Like maybe she's not used to being manifested this much or whatever, but you at night you can occasionally see like flickers of light as she's moving through like the rooms further in the ruin. Um, these cavernous, huge. Each room is I think like 40 feet high on average, between 30 and 40 feet high. Um, so yeah. But she doesn't attack, and nothing else does at night. It's just you just hear the sound of the ocean beating against the cliffs all night. Well, for your part of the night, and then it's Bemmy's turn. Okay.
Eh, eh.
Yeah, middle of the road. With a 14, um, Bemmy, you hear a voice, the same voice actually. It sounds like that woman is speaking, and you kind of peek out from where you guys are. I imagine the highest floor, so that there's like space for the tower to grow. Um, you peek out and you see down near the first floor. The woman is, or well, the ghostly woman is. A giant woman is walking between several like ruined statues and seems to be speaking animatedly as if she's, giving a lecture, or more likely just explaining things to like a crowd of people. She's gesturing each one, and she, laughs briefly and like leans down like she's picking someone up, and eh, you know, points to certain things on the statue, and that continues for about an hour until she steps further into the building again. And at this point, the sun is getting ready to come up.
That was quite a lecture. That's what I would say.
Well, you can't hear, like, with that perception, you just noticed her giving it. You couldn't hear her over the waves, but she
Oh, that's
is
fair.
like a couple floors down. But yeah, you did notice her explaining something to people. It seemed like, or at least she thought there were people.
It's
But
fine.
yeah,
She was minding her business.
the sun is coming up, and believe you have one more day here in this ruin until you can expect the ship to come on by. And
I
is there anything
have.
you guys? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I was just about to ask if there's anything you guys want to do in that day.
So, I have an idea if we stay another night, which I'm not sure exactly what the timing is, but
Yeah, you would be here another night waiting for the ship. Should be in the next morning.
this was like a magic school, if I'm remembering correctly, right? Some kind of
It's just a
academy.
school.
Just a school.
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's just a school, and you got the impression maybe like an all ages thing. Um, you know what? I'm gonna have Lady Wayrub do another history check and see if she can remember some details about the ancients to give you.
So,
19. So she thinks this is her explanation would be is that oftentimes in the Suliat League, in order to keep emotional bonds from getting too strong between parents and children, they would like pretty much from pretty young age on, boarding schools were huge. So this is probably like a boarding school type thing.
hmm. So, if we stay here another night, we could try and convince her. This is kind of an off the wall idea. We could convince her that I am a giant child and that I'm here to be instructed. And I could get a history lesson. Or something.
I mean, if you want history lesson, we could try. I don't know that she would look at you that way.
If there was more here, I'd be more willing to try, I think. As I said, it was just an idea.
I would like to come back to help her eventually, but it does not have to be right now. She has been here many years. A bit longer will not hurt.
Around 30,000 years. Or what?
Something that is like truly, I don't think Pick can even truly conceive of the amount of time because their people live 30 years, so it's just
Yeah,
obscene.
there's some zeros,
Like,
yeah.
it's just obscene.
But yeah, if you want to try that, I will say, Pick and Bemmy, both of you know this because you've both been around ghosts a lot in your life and very different experiences, but you know this. Bemmy, part of why it was hard to make friends with ghosts, and part of why Meemaw kind of chuckled whenever you did, was they don't typically retain new information very long, especially if it's upsetting. So, like, by the time she was giving her so-called like her lecture to whatever she was seeing, she had probably forgotten about you guys. So, like, information she doesn't like, she just doesn't retain well. So you probably have kind of a clean slate approaching. You didn't attack her, you just like blanked her out for a moment and sent her to a place she didn't like. So you think both you and Pick know that it's reasonable to try the giant child route.
I mean, that's okay. You want me to go with you? I'll sit at a desk.
I think, as Pick suggested, she'll still be here. We can do this when we're better equipped to actually help her.
Okay.
Okay. Well, on that note, then in that case, the night comes and goes, and in the morning, your ship is seen coming in the bay. Um, and I think that's an excellent spot to stop it for this session.
Mm,
Unless my math is off, I think that's 4 hours.
Nope.
So
just
That's
about.
cool.
yeah, I hope everybody had fun.
Yeah.
And I know Thanks for coming. Let me turn off recording first. Stop recording.